All right, we back. People come back in the show. Sorry about that, guys. This is completely my fault. My fault. Tell them in that chat. The people that's left in there. All right, we back now. Sorry about that, guys. The producer fucked the sound, man. Messed up right there. Anyway, like I said, I met all these guys at damn, I don't know how I did that. Met all these guys at the Beverly Hills Freedom rallies, hanging out with them. It was a good time. Everybody agreed to come on the show. This is the People's Forum where we go back and forth, have good content. Thank you guys for coming back into the room. Definitely appreciate it. Where
Of course.
we conversate. That really threw me off. We converse, talk about different things from both political spectrums. Again, that call-in number is 424-234-8670. That call-in number is 424-234-8670. So does anybody want to start? How's everybody
I would
feeling in
love
the
to.
political climate or anything like that?
I would love to ask questions to both
Love that.
Bev and Ray, if that's okay.
That's
Yeah,
fine with me.
we definitely get into the
Okay, I can
go.
go ahead.
You could go ahead and go first.
Okay, great. What about the Democrat Party or being, you said on the left? What what values do you like on the left?
You want to take that first, Bev, or me?
Bev, you muted yourself.
Well, I would say, yeah, I had to unmute real quick. I would say the caring of other people, society as a whole, um collectivism as someone on the right would say. Um what else? Um I mean that's basically it.
The thing is,
Each one
okay,
teach one,
so
each
I
one
have
reach
to say
one.
that I'm a former Democrat. Okay, I was actually a registered Democrat until 2017, though I voted for Trump, and I voted for him just because his policies had common sense to me. So it wasn't like a Republican or Democrat thing. It was like, wow, we should have a strong border, that people that are coming from other countries, if they're good or bad, every person needs to be vetted. And just so you guys know, I wasn't born here. I'm an immigrant myself. I'm from Iran, so I was born in, but my parents came here the right way, and it was a big process. And it was like, wow, once my dad had his citizenship, it was like a major, like stepping stone. Like, look at what I did, and it was exciting. But then there's people just coming over here, and they're not being vetted, and they actually are allowing people that are not good in these groups of people. Not everybody that's coming over the border is good. Some are drug trafficking, human trafficking, and weapon trafficking. And this is what happens when you have an open border. There's no other country in the world that has open borders like this. So that was a policy that I saw that Trump was going to, like, stop, pushing the ball down the, road and actually dealing with it, because we did have problems. And now we're back to having kids in cages, like they wanted to say, because kids in cages was the detention centers that Obama made, and the Flores Agreement that was also encouraging child trafficking, because if you're in a family unit, they just release you after 20 days if there was a child. So children were being stolen and trafficked because of this Flores Agreement. So go ahead, Deb.
I would say that the problems at the border is not new. It's about at least 30 years old.
Yes, yeah,
It's
I
kind of
agree.
hard to put the toothpaste back in the tube as far as trying to kick everybody out that came over here illegally or whatever, because at this point now you got kids that's been grown up here their whole lives
Yeah, but he didn't
and
do
they're
that.
illegal and
He
don't
didn't
even
do
know.
that.
No,
But he
but
didn't
what
do
I'm
that.
saying is
Well,
that
see,
we've never had an open border. United States does not have an open border. We don't.
It
It's
seems
pretty
open right
open
now. It
when
seems.
you're
And
allowed
I and
to
I,
meet
I
It can
actually want to say
seem
a
other
couple things
people.
on this too.
it can
Like for
seem that
one,
way, but it's not.
there's
Go
no
ahead, Ray.
Okay,
My
No,
I
it
don't
is that
prostitution
know
is
way. It
any.
is
illegal,
that
Hey,
way.
but
so
you can go online and look for prostitutes.
listen, for this to work, we can shoot at each other all day, but let's do dialogue. Let's not be out in the street like what happens. That's why I'm doing this, so it's
I
different. So
do
everybody will get a chance to
I do
talk.
want to comment on a
So
couple of things. So the main thing is that that Americans are very funny to me. And this is something that I see from both liberals and conservatives. It's this sort of callousness when it comes down to people coming over into the country that are obviously desperate, and obviously are trying to escape certain conditions. And the problem is that a lot of those conditions were created by the American government, whether it be interference in these countries, stopping whether they be workers' uprisings or socialist uprisings, or supporting dictators like back in El Salvador in the 1940s. They supported a dictator who has a large part in creating many of the conditions in El Salvador today. But then we have the nerve to say, well, we can't welcome these people here. We need to close our borders. But we're the ones, or at least we're a part of it. We're a part of the issues that are there in the first place. So if you want to stop these people from coming over, what you do is you tell America to get its nose out of other people's business. And this is for Obama. This is for Bush. It's for Trump. It's pretty much for every Democratic and Republican president over the last 50, 60 years. We've been interfering heavily in these countries, and then we get angry when these people come over. It's just an inevitability, especially when they're only so far away. I mean, these are, South American countries a lot of times. So if we stop interfering, you'll stop seeing immigration.
I
And
agree with
also,
half of that. I agree with half of your
okay, what
comment.
part do you disagree with?
Okay, I agree that we need to stop getting involved in other people's business. It's their
Mhm.
business, but a lot of this is also our CIA and our FBI are involved in illegal activity as it is. They were giving, drugs to our inner cities to fund wars. So this is where I'm for less government, not big government. And that's why I'm a conservative, is because we have these government entities that are involved in basically selling us out in our own people and killing our own people. Have you heard of MK Ultra? Have you heard of
I
that?
don't know much about it.
no.
No, I've only
Okay,
heard
so
it, but I don't
MK
know much
Ultra
about it.
is basically brainwashing. So they tested it with drugs. They said, "Oh, okay, well it's much easier to brainwash people if they're on drugs." So they tried all these experiments, and this Canadian doctor did this horrific stuff to people, even like had them basically uh, out of consciousness for like 2 months, like putting them under, and then putting something in their head and saying things over and over, which are called talking points. And notice the media does this. And if you look at CNN, Anderson Cooper was an intern for the CIA. Josh Campbell was the guy that shows up a half an hour before the raid at Roger Stone's house. He works for CNN and was also James Comey's assistant. This is something a lot of people don't know that's going on. So that's the definition of propaganda.
All right,
We are
hold
being
on,
brainwashed.
Shiva, real quick. Let me,
Yeah.
because Shiva will kill everybody. So Shiva, I just want to know, did you answer his question about what part exactly did you
Yeah, the
disagree with?
part I agree
Yeah,
with
'cause that's the
was
part
the
I'm.
yeah, the part I agree is we need to get out of people's business.
Mm-hmm.
But people have to understand there's a global cult, and they are satanic. People don't want to talk about it. These people are satanic. They're Masonic, Illuminati, and they run the world. These are the bankers. These are the very, very elite. And you'll see Hollywood's in bed. I mean, look at just the start of the Democrat Party. What was it for? What was the Democrat Party for? They wanted slavery. They wanted all of they wanted segregation. They wanted all of this stuff. And I actually didn't know a lot of this stuff until I started doing my research and going, wow, I would have never known because our own media, our own schools don't teach us any of this stuff. They don't teach us the truth because they want us to be blind. They started the Civil War. They opposed Reconstruction. They founded the Ku Klux Klan. They perpetuated lynchings. And they fought against the Civil Rights Acts of 1950 and 1960s. That's what the Democrat Party stood for. The Republican Party was originally the Whig Party, and they started to abolish slavery. They didn't want it to spread to the West, and then they wanted to abolish it altogether. So that's a lot of people don't know that. Did you know that?
Well, I mean, yeah, I did actually. The
Yeah,
main
we
thing
learned
for
it
me
in
about the whole
school.
Democrat,
See, I didn't.
I learned it throughout. I learned it when I started getting interested in the politics. But my main thing about the whole Democrat Republican thing is that the key word you said to me there was, and that's the thing. Like a lot of Republicans I noticed try to cling to this sort of what the Republican Party used to be kind of thing, and then use that to try to obfuscate what it is today. The fact of the matter is that today the Republican Party has had not one but two white nationalists, open white nationalists, working for Trump in his office. It has become a party where
Who?
I'll get to that. I'll answer that in just a moment.
Because I want to know. I want to write this down.
Two.
Wait, hold on 1 second. I just got to put the the call-in number for everybody to know is 424-234-8670. This is the People's Forum. We got I had a little error over here, so that's why I went down. So thank everybody for joining in right now. We have Shiva and Rez. They're both from Cali. Raymond, where were you from again?
New York.
Rochester, New York.
And then we got Bev in here from
Atlanta, Georgia.
From Atlanta, Georgia. Again, that call-in number is 424-234-8670. Sorry to interrupt you, Ray. I'm just trying to get reset. But go ahead, Ray.
No, it's all good, man. I appreciate it.
But
yeah, what I was saying is that
pretending to be president right now.
I'll get to that in a second. I'll get to that in a second.
Shiva, let him finish his point.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've seen not one but two open white nationalists within Trump's own cabinet who he has hired and who he has close relationships with.
That are rhinos.
You're right, but let's hear his point though, Shiva.
I mean, is okay by that logic. Then Trump is also a rhino because people. But in any case, what I would say is that
enemies closer.
And as far as hold up, I'm going to address everything you're saying though. And as far as the Democratic Party goes, to me, the Democratic Party is only marginally better than the Republican Party. And that's not really saying much to me. The Democratic Party is milquetoast. The Democratic Party is not radical enough as far as I'm concerned. They pretend to challenge the status quo, but they're not really about to do the things that they say they do. The only thing good about the Democratic Party is that it's not the Republican Party as far as I'm concerned, but that's not really saying much. It's not much to aspire to. To answer your questions about who the two, I think your mic is muted, but to answer the question about the two white nationalists that Trump has had in his office.
Hey Shiva, I just had to mute you for a second. I just want everybody to be able to get their point across. So you're open now, just so we can have that real good dialogue. That we
I want to hear the two names. I want to write them down and look
the two names. We have Steve Bannon, who is openly paraded to alt-right, which is an organization which was led by Richard Spencer. And we have Stephen Miller, who has been found to have correspondence with white nationalists like Jared Taylor, who runs the American Renaissance website. And these are just the people who are define white nationalists.
Yeah, go ahead, finish with your point, then we'll get to that. So
I mean, that was pretty much it. I was just explaining who those two people are. White nationalists, typically white supremacists, people who believe in want an all-white ethno state, typically believe that white is right, white should be placed above all others, and look to maintain racist hierarchical structures.
Okay, Ray, one question for you.
Sure.
Do you think the term white privilege is white supremacy? Because to me,
I don't think white privilege.
Let me finish. If you tell people they have white privilege, what does that say about Black people? You're putting them underneath you.
Well, no, I think that's a straw man, personally. When you say white privilege, what you are doing is that you are acknowledging that there are realities within this country in which white people are not subjected to certain things that Black people or other ethnic minorities may not be subjected to. It does not mean that white people. Well, for instance, white people here have never been chattel slaves. White people here have never been redlined.
That's slavery.
White people have never.
What do you mean white people?
Let me finish. White. Well, I'm talking white people. Well, wait. Have white people been slaves in America?
No Black person today was a slave. No Black person today.
I'm not talking about. But Black people have been slaves, correct? Yes or no?
Irish were
Yeah,
slaves.
because of the
There's Irish
Democrats.
that were
Irish
slaves.
were not
Because of the
slaves. That's not
Democrats.
true.
There was no
That
Irish
is something
slaves.
that's been. There were no Irish
No,
slaves.
in
indentured
America, man. He said
servitude
in
is
Roundly
not the
America.
debunked.
same thing as
That
chattel
is roundly
slavery at
debunked.
all
Yes,
whatsoever.
it's not at
Okay,
all.
nobody today
It's
Okay,
not.
was
great.
what as you're
Who
describing a
But
slave.
that's
supports
not.
Planned
However,
Parenthood?
that's not the
But
point.
you're not
And I'm
It is the
still.
point.
you're not letting
You're not.
him finish his point.
Yeah, and you're actually
Excuse
not
me.
letting me
You're not
finish
letting
either.
him finish the
So
context of his
we're talking
point.
about things like we're talking about things slavery that has never been experienced by any white person in American history. We are not talking Jim Crow, civil rights.
Actually,
That stuff
really?
that has
Not
never
you
been
either.
done by white people.
Honey, what do you
To
think
the
Not you either.
trafficking is? Human trafficking is slavery.
That's not true.
It's happening right now. Human trafficking is happening all over. That is
Okay,
slavery.
human track.
Excuse
Okay, so we need to be able to
That's
understand that there's a
slavery.
difference
Oh,
between
okay, cool.
human
So
tra-
hold on. Let me stop everybody real quick.
Mhm.
This is not in Beverly Hills. This is not on BLM. We could continue to, and I love this format. I love everybody on here talking and doing what they got to do. And I know we get so worked up. He's like, fuck that, fuck that, fuck that. I got you. But we have to control that emotion, and maybe I'll just mute everybody and let him talk. Then I'll mute everybody. That's the next stage we're gonna go to because I know it get excited. But please,
And
let's
I'm
just try to
apologizing
have.
'cause I know I'm a bit long-winded.
Yeah. So I will cut him short. I will definitely cut him short when he's rambling on and stuff like that. But also when you guys are talking, I mean I'm gonna keep it straight equal. Like I said, no, I'm talking about when they're talking.
But we do have modern day slavery. It's called human trafficking.
All right. Okay.
But that's not his
But
point when it comes
just
to
to
white
just to keep
privilege.
it really short and sweet.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, black people have a very unique history within this country that white people have never experienced. Not to any type of degree,
I
any level
agree.
of black
I
people,
agree with
including
that.
today.
But you haven't
I agree
Including
with
experienced
that, but
today.
I don't think right now.
You haven't
Well, how do you
experienced that.
well for one, how do you
Think
know I
about
haven't
this.
experienced
You
that?
Every
we're
black
being
man
judged
experienced
by
that.
our
What are you
skin
talking
color.
about?
That's what I say. How do
You
how
were
do
a
you
slave?
know that? You know me?
You pick cotton?
He didn't just say slavery. He says we dealt with stuff
I said a
others
whole
haven't
bunch of
dealt
things
with.
other than slavery.
Okay, what do
See,
you
and this
dealt
is
with?
He's
kind
not
of
speaking
the-
on slavery
Then
right
explain
now.
to me what you're dealing with. What are you dealing with that I'm not?
We get profiled all the
Well,
time. You probably get profiled,
Yep, I can
but
get.
we
I'm
get a lot of
wait,
stuff
I
I
done
get
can
to us
be
profiled for
that
this.
you
as a
probably
black
won't.
I
man.
used
Let me
to
tell
work-
you a few
They
things.
make sure
I
who
can
you
tell
are
you right
first
now.
before they attack. We get attacked
I can
regardless
tell
because they
you a
already
few
see
things
our
that can happen
color.
to me.
Who
I can tell you a
attacked
few
you?
things that can happen to me. I'm more
Police,
likely to
everybody
be
attack us,
denied.
bro. Come on, man.
So you
Like,
think they
Okay,
only
let's
I
go
guess you
to
don't
the
watch
wanna
TV or
demonstration.
social
hold on. I
media.
want to throw some facts at my man here. I want to throw some facts at my man.
Go ahead.
I can tell you that I am way more likely to be denied a job despite having equal qualifications to a white person. I can tell you that I'm more likely to be denied education despite having equal qualifications to a white person. I can tell you that black women, I'm not a black woman, but black women are subject to disproportionate negative treatment in hospitals when compared to their white counterparts. I can tell you a whole bunch of things where you can find
Actually,
a bunch
where's
of
the data to
discrimination
prove that?
within the systems. I'll
Where's the
gladly
data to
provide
prove
you the
that? Because
sources.
You
you
can
guys,
Google that.
my child
You
cannot
can
Yeah, you can
Google that.
easily. This stuff is easily Googleable. If I
can
My
can send you
Google
the
it.
link, I
child,
would
my
right
child
now.
is white. My child cannot get grants for being white. Black people
Google
get
it.
grants. I can't.
Joe
there's a
Joe
lot
Why,
of
Biden is
wait.
pushing
things.
Why
police bill.
do you believe those things exist, Sheba? Why do you believe people need to feel like they
Well,
need to give
again,
grants out to black people?
two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs don't make a right.
You think it's
The
wait.
reason
Why do you think it? I'm
okay,
not asking if you
let
think
me
it's
finish.
wrong. I'm
You asked
asking
me a
you
question.
why
Let
do you
me
think
finish
it
my
exists?
thing.
All right.
You asked me a
Let
question. Let
Shiva
me
go ahead and
finish.
finish, please.
Okay,
Let me
I'll be
finish.
quiet.
So the thing is if we keep doing this, black, white, this, that, we're never gonna fix anything. Right now, we need to stop this nonsense and start treating everybody equally, as in a way of nobody gets grants, nobody gets all these government handouts. Government handouts are to keep slavery going. Lyndon Johnson, he said something like, I'll have those inward, I don't want to say it, we'll have those inward voting Democratic for the next 200 years. Why? Because he knew that we can buy the vote. And that's the Democrat Party. They want to keep you down by pushing this whole white privilege, which is awful. I think it's on black people. Because if you victimize someone, you take them away from their true identity, which comes from God, and we're all equal. So I really think it's a disgusting thing that they've done by even saying this whole white privilege thing. I think it's white supremacy hidden. Because think about this. You said that the Democrat Party has changed. Well, who supports Planned Parenthood? And it was started by a racist eugenist, Margaret Sanger.
Okay, cool. So
Excuse me.
now I'm
Wait,
gonna
wait,
let
wait,
him. I'm
hold
gonna
on,
let
hold
him
on, hold
rebuttal,
on, hold on.
Shiva.
I'm gonna say
We're gonna do a
nothing.
rebuttal now.
I'm gonna say,
Now go ahead.
I support Planned Parenthood because you know why? They helped me get assistance to deliver all three of my sons. So no, I don't think of them as an abortion mill. I can give two fucks about Sanger or whatever, whoever the fuck her name is, Margaret Sanger, whatever. I don't care because I went up in Planned Parenthood. I said, hey, I need some assistance. I need this pregnancy test or whatever. They gave me a pregnancy test. They said, do you have health insurance? What do you want to do? They asked me what it is that I wanted to do.
Well, see,
I
I didn't
said
have
I
that
would
same
like to carry
experience.
I would like to carry to term. So they hooked me up, gave me the number for Medicaid and everything like that so I can get pregnancy Medicaid and all of that shit for all three of my kids. So no, I don't look at them as no abortion mill or anything like that. I didn't have to go to a black neighborhood to go to Planned Parenthood. I was in a white neighborhood and went to Planned Parenthood. I had to drive over there. So I
Well,
don't
I
I
never
don't
said
I don't
anything
I don't
about black
subscribe to
neighborhood,
none of
honey.
that
I never
shit
said that. I said the
before the
founding does
talking
this.
point even comes off.
You guys want to
Because
talk
you
about the
brought no
history,
no no
but you
no
don't want
because
to talk about
no
that
no
history.
because no you reference black people when you tried to bring up that Margaret Sanger bullshit.
No, because she was a racist eugenist. That's the
But
truth.
that does not have anything to do with so you didn't bring
So
that up
wait a
because of
second. We're
black
going to talk
people?
about slavery that happened 200 years ago, but we're not going to talk about Margaret Sanger that was a racist eugenist. You see how that is?
That
That's not
no,
correlating
well,
here.
I
no,
guess for
because
me, I want to know what
he
the
was laying out
significance of it is.
context for what the hell white privilege comes from and why it is there.
Well,
Y'all just didn't
honey,
let
do
him
you think that
finish.
She
that's
don't
going to
believe in
cause
it.
unity, calling people white privilege? Do you think that's going to cause unity or division?
It don't matter. You
It
I'm
just
only
not
you don't
causes
want
calling
to
division
see
if
it.
anybody
it, if it
white
That's the
privilege.
continues.
problem. You
I'm
don't want to
saying it's
see
Well,
it.
guess
there
what?
and it
I get it
is.
all the freaking time, which I'm half Middle Eastern anyway, but I get it all the freaking time as a insult. And I said, wait a second. I don't like that. Number one, I don't like it just because I don't like putting the color of anything before attacking someone. I will never put your color of skin and attack you.
That's not what it's
That's
doing,
wrong.
But you
though.
just brought up Margaret
Okay.
That's
Sanger
not
though
what it's
right now
doing,
for
though.
what?
Because I'm bringing up history. Because if people were so, if you said the Democrat Party has changed, they haven't. They're still for eugenics.
All it is
Eugenics came from
acknowledging
Margaret
what's going
Sanger.
on in the world. That's
Now
all white
eugenics
privilege
is for
mean. We
everybody.
just
They want to
acknowledging.
get rid of a huge portion of the population.
Well, guess what? Well, they suck at it because they helped me birth three black men. So
But it
obviously
doesn't mean
the
that you're
eugenics bull.
everybody.
Obviously the eugenics
I
is
went there
bullshit.
and they tried to tell me to get rid of my kid. I went there
Oh,
for the
so
same reason you did.
so never mind about
And they
eugenics
wanted to.
then, right? Because they helped you birth your little white babies, but they didn't. But they
No,
want you to
no,
get rid of your
actually
white
they
ones,
didn't.
but they helped me
No, they
birth my
didn't. They
black
sent
ones.
me somewhere
So
else.
there
That's
goes
why
your.
I'm kind
So
of
there goes
curious
the
how they did. No, they sent me somewhere else. They didn't do that for me. I went in Van Nuys one, Planned Parenthood, because I got pregnant. And I went there because I wanted to birth my child, which that one, unfortunately, I had a miscarriage. But they were trying to sell me a freaking, uh, you know, abortion like a used car salesman. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. So I had a different
so
experience than you. So
so the
maybe
Margaret
yours, the one
Sanger
that you
thing.
went to,
So the Margaret
huh?
Sanger thing makes zero sense for our anecdotal situation because if it was all about eugenics and getting rid of black babies, they tried to get you to get rid of your white ones, and they helped me birth
No, it's
three
about
black ones.
everybody now, honey. It's
But the funny thing is
population
that
control. The
if you want to get
globalists
rid of
want
It started that
population
abortion,
way.
control.
because
Started that
listen,
way to
we're
get rid
talking
of
about
blacks.
abortion. The funny thing about abortion, this is another thing. This is like kind of the contradiction. Well, I don't know if I'd say the word contradiction, but it just feels a little weird when conservatives talk about, abortions and how everybody gets them, but they don't understand or take time to understand the conditions that might lead to a person trying to get an abortion.
Oh,
They
how
just
do you
try
know
to
what we
slap.
feel? How do you know? You're
I mean,
speaking to
I hear you
somebody that
guys speak. Just hear y'all talk. When
no,
I hear y'all
I've
talk and
never
I,
said
I
that.
read arguments, like
I know
and
the
you got
reasons,
like,
but murder
and this
should
is
never
kind of
be
like
okay. Murder should never be okay.
but see, that's kind of the thing, like, right? It's just murder
How
should
is
never
it
be
pro?
okay. But
Okay,
what do
let me tell you the
well,
deception.
hold
They
on,
call it
let me ask you a
pro-choice.
question first.
They call it
What do
pro-choice.
we do?
Where's the
What do we
choice
do
of the
when you
baby?
say, all right, you say murder is never okay, but that's not going to stop anybody from getting an abortion. They don't care what you
And
think.
yeah, and it will never
People want to
stop
hit.
people from
People
shooting
want
people either. But we
what people
shouldn't be
want
a
to do
society
is,
that perpetuates it.
and even when you look at shooting people, you need to fix the solutions. If people are going out there shooting people, simply saying,
Was that my
is
phone
that a
or
call?
somebody else's phone?
No. I'm sorry. That's somebody calling. Go ahead and finish. Sorry about that.
Okay.
But yeah,
The
when,
thing
like,
is,
if you
this
want
is
to,
the,
these
this is the
issues that you
deception of
look
the
at, hold on, let
Democrat
me get
Party.
this out because I was still speaking. Let me
Okay.
get this
Okay.
out. The issues that you were talking about, you have to bring solutions to the table, and the Republican Party, conservatives, just don't seem to have any.
We have birth
Y'all only
control.
recourse,
That's the solution.
y'all
Birth
only
control. How much
recourse
birth
seems to
control do we
be.
need?
Wait,
All right,
y'all,
hey, we
let me
got
get
a caller coming in. So that'll calm
we're
everybody
gonna leave
down.
that.
Hey, you guys are doing so good.
We have so much birth control, and they still have
Shiva.
millions of abortions.
Shiva, I love you,
That
but
you
I'm
don't want to
gonna
help and
mute your
nobody
ass.
pay for.
All right, hold on. Let me bring the caller.
It's not that.
Exactly.
All right, caller.
When you
Are
pay
you
less
there?
taxes, you can pay for your own kids.
Caller.
Hey there. Hey
All right,
guys.
caller on the line,
Hey
please.
Shiva.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, caller. Who's this?
This is Britta, McAlka. How are you guys?
We're
Hey.
doing good.
That's dandy.
Hey Armin.
Okay, Brent. What's your question, Armin?
So my question is this, guys. So we're all arguing here. I see everyone, arguing a little bit back and forth. Do you guys recognize that this is really a socioeconomic indifference with the super rich against everyone else, and they're just here to the deep state elite or whatever, the people that are been programming us from the very beginning. They just want us to race bait and to fight and to be distracted about really what's happening here. Do you guys notice that, or?
Yeah, can I
I
bring up something real
absolutely
quick?
I
agree.
do. Oh,
Do you guys remember
my man
Occupy
ain't
Wall
get to
Street?
talk.
All right, go ahead, Rez.
I'm just bringing up her point. Do you guys remember Occupy Wall Street? You
Yeah.
had
I
a
know somebody that started it.
protest, diverse people in the protests, protesting Wall Street, blah, blah, blah. It was a diverse, huge crowds of people. Now, coincidentally, that is around the time social justice exploded because the elites they saw everyone united against them, and they were like, okay, this isn't working for us. We need them fighting each other. And soon after Occupy Wall Street is when, it's not a coincidence.
Yep.
So
Divide
are you
and conquer.
saying that?
Yeah.
let me
So I
make
mean,
sure I'm
this is my
clarifying
other
here.
point. My other point is, like, you guys, we just had a black president. Like, there's no one. I mean, yeah, sure,
Oh, Lord.
individually, someone might be racist, but in the scheme of life here, living in America, you can go and do anything, no matter what color the fuck your skin is. Excuse my French, but and I hate this because, like, we have so many intelligent, successful black people, black and brown people. So where's the problem? It's just about how much persistence individually that you have to go get your money and your bank or whatever that makes you happy and satisfied. Stop playing the victim. I hate the victim. We're all victims compared to the super rich. That's just the bottom line.
Till you walk in our
I
shoes.
have
And
a
eugenics, and to go
Till you
back to
walk
this
in our
eugenics
shoes.
thing,
You can't walk in my shoes either. We all have.
it's population
Everyone has
control.
Hey, okay, hey.
Nobody can walk in anybody's shoes.
Okay, that's me right there. There you go. All right, you said it. Hey, Rez, I'm gonna bring you right back. I gotta bring in Dave real quick. He only has like about 10 minutes.
You got it. You got it, guys. You got it.
Shiva, stay right there.
Okay, bye.
Hold on. Real quick. So we're gonna bring another Patriot in. I'll bring you right back. Let's bring in Dave. And let's add him to the right. Hey, Dave, can you change turn your phone to portrait away, please? Hey, you muted yourself, brother. You gotta let the audio come in. I'm gonna kick you out real quick and bring you right back. All right?
All
Oh
right,
no, I
for
can hear
sure.
you now.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you right now.
All right.
All right, brother. Welcome to the show, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell them who you are.
What's up, y'all? My name's Dave from Cali, LA. Really not much to it. You know, I'm a conservative, so I'll be on the conservative side tonight. And yeah, let's get it.
You want to tell them anything else about yourself before you start? There y'all go.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
All right, man. All right, let's go back to you, Raven, because I think you were close. Or Shiva, I'm sorry, Shiva, you were ending your point.
Yeah, go ahead, Shiva.
Oh yeah, I think we were talking about, we have solutions to pregnancy, which is we have more birth control than anyone can handle. Yet if you look at the amount of abortions, it's so high. And even the Virginia governor was talking about infanticide. He was literally saying, yeah, you know what? The baby will kept comfortable until the mother and the doctor decide whether or not to keep it alive. I mean, how disgusting is that? So I love how deceptive the Democrats are. They call it Planned Parenthood. It should be called Planned Murder. Everything they do is very evil and deceptive. They make it you think that they really care, but they use people. So for you got all of your babies delivered and paid for by the government, but how much taxes did you pay? So maybe you could have put that money in your savings and it'll accumulate more than what you got for getting, having them do that and taking care of your babies. I'm for less taxes. The government, look what they've done to California. They turned it into a dump. We pay gas tax. Our roads look like shit. We got homeless everywhere, living on the streets. How much money did we give to that? And then the train to nowhere, which we've given, millions and millions of dollars. Our money's being stolen, people.
Okay, Shiva, you made your point. I'm gonna go ahead and let them reply. Bev, Ray.
Go ahead, Ray, because you was talking in a minute, and
the funny thing is that I can't even. Unfortunately, I kind of lost track of what I was saying. I think I was trying to get into the notion of like with abortion. Yeah, it was like with abortion, and it's not even just an abortion thing. It's like it's a lot of different things where conservatives only seem to have the interest in placing the issue of the problems on the people who experience them. They don't really have a real interest in helping these people. They talk about how we go and
Shiva, you have to let them finish, right? That's the only way we're gonna have good dialogue.
I'll gladly explain. I'll gladly give examples and all that. So one example is with with abortions. We talk about how these people go out and they get abortions, but then if you look at studies and such, the reason why a lot of people end up getting abortions is because they're usually poor. They usually have to, work multiple jobs. They may not be ready necessarily to take care of the responsibility that is a child. So
then we talk about responsibility to put a condom on or birth control.
Let me also finish.
Let him finish. I got something for that.
There's also the aspect of, we always talk about, well, let them go ahead and be responsible and all that other stuff. It's like, well, another thing is that we also need to make sure that these people are getting sex education. We need to make sure that contraception is widely available to everybody, that conservatives do not want to pay for, because they're consistently talking against like things like universal health care that can get these things to other people. They're all like, basically conservatives will complain about a problem and then rail against everything made to solve that problem.
Wrong.
I mean, go ahead. What's your rebuttal?
Okay, we're gonna do a rebuttal. Go ahead, brother.
All right. So number one, that's cap. That's false. All right. Number one, you're saying the main reason why people have abortions because they're poor, they have to work 2 jobs, and none of that. There should be no reason for somebody to take a life of another human being. A fetus.
Okay, this is moral grandstanding. Tell me where I lied at. You just said I lied. What did I lie?
No, I'm coming there.
Okay, all right. I just want to make, because you're right now you're doing the moral grandstanding. I just want to know where I lied.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there. But I'm breaking it down from the top. I'm breaking it down from the top.
All right, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
So, you said people have abortions because they have 2 jobs, or they gotta. There should be no reason for anybody, to take a life. Okay, having an abortion is taking a life. I don't care how you see it; it's taking a life. A fetus is an offspring of a human being. Therefore, a fetus is a human being. Okay, and it's just weird to me how Democrats and liberals are okay with abortions. What I mean, like to the point that Democrats are trying to legalize late-term abortions. Like we're talking about 8-9 months. Babies getting killed, literally. So that's there's no reason for nobody to have abortions. That's just number one. Number two, you said conservatives don't. I think you said something like conservatives don't want to have
they rail
taxes
against
go.
they rail against everything that could be used to mitigate these problems. So, for instance,
No,
like
actually,
universal
that's not true, because a lot of conservatives that I know are okay with contraceptives, where nobody's against funding for contraceptives. All right.
Everybody can pay
But
for a condom.
do you acknowledge
Okay.
that conservatives are indeed against like universal health care and stuff like that? Is that something that you disagree with? Because you still haven't told me where I lied either. You've only
No, well,
done
that's
what I
the lie
say
right there.
conservatives tend to do.
That's
When they
the
say
cap right
to
there.
when they like conservatives tend to go on this thing and say like, okay, but you're not supposed to take life. I mean, yeah, okay, we get that. I understand that abortion is taking a life. I understand it's not a good thing for everybody to do. But what I want to know is, what do you want to do about it? Because sitting back and telling people all day that they can't or shouldn't do it is obviously not working. It's a childish solution, to be honest.
What I'm gonna do about it is I'm gonna continue to preach and tell people, listen, you're not ready for a kid, don't have a kid, don't get pregnant.
Hey, well, can I ask you a question then, man?
Well,
Yeah,
hey, man, keep that going there. It's
Let me ask
obviously
you a
working
question
out
then.
very well.
The dude with the hoodie, I forgot your name. I'm sorry, brother.
Dave.
But so it's first of all, I think it's a woman choice. Men should have no option on this. So listen to what I got to say though. So my thing is this: I'm not with abortion, but I'm not with telling the woman what to do. So if she get raped and get pregnant, or let's say she has a baby in her, well, listen, the baby about to be deformed, come out with one leg, one arm, and she don't want to have that baby. So you just saying she should just go ahead and have the baby? That's what you're telling her to do?
So we always talk about rape. They always bring up the fact that rape.
Okay, forget rape. What about birth? When you're born fucked up?
Bro, the cases of rape and abortions is like 0.99999% of the total abortions in America. So there's no point in bringing that up.
Let's remember that
we just talking about that one person. We're not talking about everybody.
You can't even say that when people don't even report rape.
That's
so
what I'm saying. Many
that.
rapes tend not to be reported. So
that's not
the
point, though.
An act of love.
Shiva, hold on, Shiva.
Baby, why is two wrongs make a right?
You're not hearing the question.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's make it fair. Shiva, let's both address both wrongs. So if we can see if both sides are wrong. Because if they say something you don't like, you can't come back and be like, well, shit, this don't make it right. So let's address both wrongs.
I'm just saying, murder should never be okay. Murder should never be okay.
Yeah.
I understand that. So one thing I'm gonna tell you, I'm all about the conservatives, but on this show, this is my liberal homeboy. I'm gonna stay real in the middle, and I just want to regulate the show. Because if I have my opinion, I'll just mute everybody and I'll just keep talking. And then the conservatives will win anyway. So shit, that's all that matters. So I'm not gonna do that. All I want to say is that Dave, I don't think you answered his question, and then we'll go to Sheev after that.
I was gonna answer it.
Okay, go ahead. It's on Dave right now.
All right. So the question was about rape. All right. There's no point. Why are we bringing up the least? Like I'm talking about like less than 1% of abortions in America is through rape. Like rape victims. So why are we bringing that up? All right?
Doesn't matter,
Okay,
bro.
people
It's
have
still people out there who've been raped. It doesn't
hang
matter.
on. But you still brought up a niche of late-term abortion. So if we're not going to talk about the outliers, then don't talk about the outliers on either side, because late-term abortions are rare.
No, they're not.
that was illegal.
Yes, they are.
They're not.
I'm not.
Yes, they are.
The mass majority of abortions happen.
The
like
mass
the first
majority
8
of
to 10 weeks.
abortions.
Like, yeah.
Look,
The mass majority
90
of
plus.
abortions happen like
Look,
the first 8 to 10
listen.
weeks. Come on.
90+% of abortions are done before the first trimester.
Yeah, like
That's
come
not
on.
true.
We all know that. We can Google this right
Google
now.
it.
When do
We
we
can
get the
Google
heartbeat?
this right now.
When do we get the heartbeat of a baby? Of a baby in the womb?
Google it.
Google this right now.
You can hear the heartbeat up to 6 weeks, I think.
If a pregnant woman gets murdered, it's called
and
a
is that the
double
first
homicide.
trimester?
Okay, Dave,
that
let
the
me
Yes.
change the question.
Yes.
To you,
When
Dave.
is their brain
So you guys
activity?
are okay
When is their
with
brain
killing
activity?
babies?
The majority of
Let the
abortions in
heartbeat.
2018
Wait, hold on. Let's hear
When is their
let's hear
brain
what he had to say.
activity?
Real
You
quick.
can have a
Hold on.
heartbeat and be on life
Google
support
it.
and be brain dead, and they'll pull the plug.
Completely compromised. Don't
Oh,
Google.
so
Give it a brain.
okay. I'm about to
You
debunk
won't see
this.
the truth
So let me ask you a question.
All right,
You
only
get
one
an
at a
accident-
time. Come on, guys.
No.
All right,
Hold
it's
on.
mute time.
Real quick, A1.
Go ahead.
Real quick. Real quick. I got something to say. Real quick. Can I say it?
Go ahead, bro.
All right. She said there's no brain activity. So you're talking about bring people who are on life support. So you're saying it's okay? Let's just go around, pulling the plug on everybody who's on life support. So if
But we
anybody
do.
gets in an accident, so I'm
We
telling
do,
y'all,
yeah.
do not
We
get
The
do
decision
that.
is left to somebody else. We
because
can't.
with
We
your
The
cannot
logic,
ask
decision is
them.
left
your
up to the.
logic,
The decision is left to
with
family
your
members.
logic, you're saying we should just pull the plug on everybody who's in a coma, was on life support. That's your logic.
If
It don't matter
given
if the
if
person
given
is,
the
We-
it don't
option
matter if
and
the person
after,
is
Excuse
10
me.
years old.
Excuse me.
It don't matter if the
Excuse me.
person's 5
you
years
gonna let
Excuse
us
me.
old.
answer the question?
Excuse
Go
me.
ahead.
Excuse me. We do that already.
No,
Exactly.
listen. Like I said,
Do you think there's just millions of coma patients that are sitting around for years and years and years? That's generally we do.
People
We
pull the
have
plug when
somebody.
they can't pay the
People
damn
pull the
hospital
plug.
bill for the
Yeah,
people to be in the coma in the first place. They pull
exactly.
the
Okay,
All the
plug.
time.
hold up. You're not saying nothing. Okay, you're saying it's okay to do that. It's not okay to do that. People who
So
But
pull the
wait,
we
plug.
so
already
Hold up.
You
do
should
it.
have
but we
core
do.
values.
We
If you
do.
ain't
The
got
fact
a
that
you got a problem with one, but you ain't got a problem with the other one.
I have a problem with all of them.
I'm con. I'm
What you-
con. I'm con.
so wait,
Okay.
so what
Well,
you're saying is that in
society
order to
disagrees with
preserve the
you.
life, we should
No,
continue
society
paying
doesn't
hospital bills
disagree.
for a person who
Society
Yes,
doesn't
cannot
disagree.
function or operate on their
society.
own. That is what you're saying?
Right.
That's your
yes,
The
take.
because you
decision
don't
is
know.
left up to the
You don't know
family.
what's
So
gonna
why
happen
is the
tomorrow. You
government
don't
all
know
up
if the
in it?
Well,
person gonna wake up.
we kind of know after we've been waiting for months.
Hey, Dave.
How
know
many
after we've
people?
been
How
waiting
many
for
people
months.
do you know wasn't in coma for months?
All right, hey,
And how many
hey,
Like
people
we
do
wait,
you know
like
have?
wait,
got
I'm
waiting
around
for
waiting
all right.
minus
for
9 months?
Let me go ahead and mute
You
everybody.
guys, your argument is not holding
Dave.
water.
Dave, go ahead, man.
Your argument
Go
is
ahead.
whole.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Your argument is
Let
not
me
holding
change
water.
the
Y'all just
question
want
for
to
you,
kill
Dave.
babies.
All
And we're not with that. Killing
All right.
babies is wrong.
Dave.
You're not giving those babies a chance at life.
Okay.
All right, Dave. All
Not
right,
giving
now,
babies
We
a
got that
chance at
part.
life. Save the kids.
We got that point.
all right, go ahead, T-Well, real
Now,
quick.
let me change the question for you so you can answer it, I guess, easy. But let's say you and your girl about to have a baby. The doctor tell you your baby coming out the form, little mess up in the head, one leg, all that. You still want to have that baby?
Yes, that's a life. We do not have the rights to take. Oh, that this person is not fit. This person is not fit because when you look at abortions,
But
that's
that's-
how it started.
Okay.
Abortion started to kill black babies, to stop black people from procreating, because the woman who started abortion, Margaret Sanger, said black people were the unfit.
Weeds.
We were the
Yeah,
weeds.
we know.
Weeds.
We
She
got
called
She
them
called
weeds.
us weeds of the world, and she wanted to kill black
Mhm.
babies because of that reason. And you guys are doing it. The KKK don't got to kill nobody no more because we got Planned Parenthood killing thousands,
So again,
if
I
not
asked you
millions
then.
of babies, black babies every single year.
All right, so I want to go to Ray right now.
Yeah, if universal health care were seen as a proposal that would prevent the deaths of black babies, would you support it?
You said what?
If universal health care was proposed and it was used to prevent the death of black babies, would you support it?
Well, how would you got to tell me how it's going to stop and how it's going to prevent the death of black babies?
Well, when you
all
give
babies.
people more, you're giving
All
people
babies.
equal access to health care. You're giving people equal access to health.
Well,
equal
if
access
we're
to health
gonna do
care,
universal
meaning
healthcare,
that
it gotta
more
be sustainable.
contraceptives will be available, meaning that more
It
protection
would have
methods
to
will
be
be available.
sustainable. We would have to be able to sustain it as a country.
I mean,
as an
every
economy.
other first
If we
world
can't
country has
sustain
been
it-
doing it for the better part of 30 years. So I think
No,
we can sustain it
small.
pretty well.
Okay. Can I
So-
interject?
Tell me one country.
Hold on,
Dave.
Dave. Hold on. We're gonna go to Shiva, and then I have a caller that's been on for like 10 minutes.
I want to know what country it has it.
He was talking. Yes. By the
I'll tell you.
way, just so you know, my child.
I'm not in front of a computer,
Let me-
by the way.
let me
I'm
finish.
doing this off the top.
Yeah.
I am too. I've only
You're talking
Googled the
about
abortion.
universal
All right, we
healthcare.
going to Shiva right now.
Okay, you're talking about universal health care. Let me just explain to you. In Norway, they have universal health care. Do you know how much taxes you pay because of it? 54%. So do you want to pay 54% of your paycheck to the government so they can give you free health care? Which is
Mhm.
much
Okay, so for
less
one,
than
this
what
is
you
this
would
is
get
not
from the
true.
health
You
What
know
you're saying
what?
is that you
Yes,
don't.
I would
got how-
because you know
now-
why?
now we
That
have to let them
premium is
rebuttal.
not coming out of my
No
check.
choice.
That
Shiva,
The
you
problem
hold
is
on.
that-
Excuse me.
Shiva, you made your statement. Now they have to
I'm not finished,
rebuttal.
though. I'm not finished. One
Okay.
more
This is
statement.
Okay, you just said
And
the
also,
54%.
Oh,
Go
Just
ahead.
so you know, Norway does not allow GMOs in their food. We've got Monsanto that runs everything in America.
Shiva, Shiva, you move into a different topic, but I want them to rebuttal what you just said. So go ahead. It's on them
But
now.
that's the thing is,
Okay.
they
The first
have
thing is that
universal healthcare,
people
but
don't
they
really
let children
understand
wear
how
masks
taxes
at
work.
school.
There's
They don't have
Shiva.
GMOs because they're protecting people.
Shiva,
What are we
Yeah.
talking
Because
about?
See.
I could get in front of a
Yeah,
kid
I don't
and
know what you're
say a
talking
bunch
about,
of
Shiva,
but
shit.
all right,
But
go
it
ahead,
ain't
go
gonna
ahead.
sit on.
Listen to the
You know
rebuttal.
what I mean?
All right,
We
let me
doing
get
this
this.
off
I
the
want to
top.
actually
We're not in
point out
front
a
of a
couple
screen.
things. I want to point out a couple things. Now we just got the moral. And Bev, I want you to hear this. We just got the whole moral spiel about how bad it is to kill black babies and how badly they want to save these black babies. But the moment I gave a solution to save these black babies, the first thing they did was fearmonger. Well, look at how much money you're gonna lose. The funny thing is about this is that the problem with the whole tax argument too is that you're not taking half of your income. That's insane. You really think if you get $30,000 a year that they're going to take $15,000 of your money? Nobody would support that policy. That's not how taxes work. I strongly recommend you guys study the marginal tax rate and what it means. But Bev, you had a response too, so go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, am I unmuted now?
You're not muted at all. Go
Okay.
ahead. I'm about to unmute Shiva and Dave for a second so we keep some control. But I'm enjoying this. This is great. Please make sure you guys are sharing it, liking it, and telling a friend. But go ahead, and then we're going to the caller. Then we're gonna go right back to Shiva.
I would say that I wouldn't mind paying more tax. That's money that's not coming out or whatever like that for my premium. And even though it would fuck me up, it would as far as employment, it would take out the middleman with the insurance companies, and it frees up the employers from having to pay that tax for having your health benefits if they offer it, because a lot of employers don't offer it. Why? Because it costs too damn much money.
Exactly. It costs
Okay,
way too
cool.
much money. So you actually end up saving
Okay.
and you're getting exactly what you
But
want. You are
All
I
improving
will
the
right.
health
say this
All
opportunities for
though.
black
One
Oh,
people.
one
this
more
was
thing,
on
Anthony,
the
real quick,
fuck.
real
right.
quick,
Go ahead.
real quick. The reason why I am against universal health care
Uh huh.
as it's proposed right now
Yeah.
is because nobody is interested in getting rid of the middleman, and that's where all the cost is in the administrative shit. Nobody wants to get rid of that. So essentially, what we end up doing would we be subsidizing the health insurance companies with our tax money, and I'm not with that. Also, because they ain't gonna do nothing but keep raising the price. Also for the what do you call that shit? God damn it. The it's something else too that we got to end up forking over some damn money. Oh, there's no price controls. No price controls on the services that are rendered and the medicine that is given either. So, if we do universal health care as presented by the democratic socialists, it's never going to work. We're going to end up bankrupting ourselves because the insurance lobby is just too fucking big.
Okay,
They're
cool,
not
cool.
going nowhere.
Hold on. Let me mute everybody. I want to bring this caller in. Caller, thank you for being on hold for 15 minutes. Sorry about that. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, go ahead, caller, with your question, and let me know who it's for. We have people on the left and the right, and it might be for
Okay,
both. I don't know.
I got two questions. Well, I got two questions. Very simple, towards liberals and conservatives,
Everybody's
right?
unmuted. Go ahead.
Cool. For the conservatives, I have a question. My question is this for them, right? What can you do better now as far as PR rise and messaging points towards minorities instead of that pull it up by the bootstrap stuff? You can't really tell someone that is who's going to a failing school and have terrible teachers to pull it up by the bootstrap. That's not a solution for non-policies.
That wasn't it. What they were asking is school choice. Why the
So
Democrats
the
don't
answer
want
is school
school
choice.
choice?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The Democrats don't want school choice. We want school choice so a child that lives in like a district that has a shitty school has an opportunity to go to a better school. And of course, the Democrats wanted to shut that down because they are the real racists. They love segregation. They don't
Well,
want like
there's
like
racism
like
in
Joe
both
Biden
stuff
said he didn't
technically.
want a super jungle. He didn't want to
Right, but
bus kids from other schools.
That's Joe Biden right there.
It's racist
The,
on
Yeah,
both
the
but
real
sides.
Kamala
white
Harris
supremacists,
accused
you know.
Joe Biden
Okay.
of
could I speak?
being anti-busing.
Both sides are
Okay.
racist.
I have a question because the PR doesn't really work with those type of folks basically in those inner city areas. But pull it up by the bootstrap is not really going to get a lot of people galvanized around that. Correct?
Why?
If you
Because
keep
God
saying
No, it
makes
is actually.
everybody strong. Look at what Martin Luther King Jr. did.
no,
This one man made a movement. So when people start
Right.
victimizing themselves, they take away their power. And that's what the Democrats want to do to minorities. They want to say, listen, the government is your mommy and daddy. Just rely on us and not on
That sounds
God,
like a
and you'll
talking
see what
point.
happens.
It is.
That sounds like a
You're
talking
part of the
point. But
problem.
to give you that answer is just
Yes,
that
it is a talking point, but it's a real one, unlike the ones that you see
no,
on CNN.
no, it's
No,
more
it's
I'm
not.
a
so.
single mom. I can take care of myself, and you know what? I walk dogs. I wash. I
A1,
take care.
can I talk?
I
So
clean people's homes,
Uh,
and guess what?
A1,
I
can
can
I
still
talk?
live in
It's just
Beverly
simple. I
Hills.
just want to have a say my piece. That's all.
all right,
But the
Shiva.
thing is,
Go ahead. Go
A1,
ahead.
can I talk?
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's just terrible that the Republicans and conservatives have done a terrible job of not embracing hip hop and the capitalism that's involved in that. It's because they see it as an irredeemable value. But you have to understand a lot of these individuals are entrepreneurs and conservatives, but they just don't like how Republicans are messaging towards them. It's in the music.
I don't know. I
They
wrote my
celebrate
own rap
Hey,
songs.
the hedonism
I
of hip.
want Dave
Let
to
me
Democrats
finish.
respond. Hey, hold on,
Miss,
Shiva.
let me finish.
Hold on, Shiva.
Let me finish. Let me bloody finish. Right? They celebrate in the hedonism of capitalism. They love doing a lot of the pull it up by the bootstrap stuff. But when you're telling these individuals that they have no irredeemable value, instead of seeing the commonality between the two Republicans and folks in the inner city and folks in hip hop and entertainers and those business folks, they have capitalism that's really in commonality between the two folks. But the thing is,
Who's saying
you
this?
guys
Who
always
are you talking about? Who's
a
saying
lot of
this?
the fact that Republicans don't really look down in those type of communities because conservatives never win at the local level. School choice is the answer. I agree with you, but the messaging points around that, oh, it's so crappy around it. That is the answer. Though, if
Dave, do
you're
you have
asking
a
me, I agree with you. It's just that conservatives always punted on the fucking local level.
Dave?
That's why progressive Democrats kill it with. They get always the zoning folks. They got that on lock. They got the city board. They have that on lock. They have the teacher board. They have those things on lock. They kill. They're getting their butts whooped in that department. But if you want to gavelize so if you want to get certain minority groups coming over to the right side, it worked with kind of Trump a little bit. How do you help? In my opinion, that answer, you got to treat them like they're capitalists. Like you can't be like a Mitt Romney with a lot of political decorum, but although he's a business dude, he's made what 200, 300 million. He comes from the hedge funds. Trump came in there and said, "Hey, look, I'm a rich guy. I'm a bestseller here. I'm an entrepreneur here. I'm a promoter there. I know how to make money."
All
So
right, cool. Hold on,
yeah.
caller. Dave, do you
Oh,
have
yeah, go ahead.
do you have a rebuttal to what the caller is saying? Or
Well, I don't really know where he's saying it because he's saying conservatives don't win at the local level and Republicans don't win at the local level. I wonder why. You know what I'm saying? I wonder why. Democrats has been winning all our inner cities and black communities, Hispanic communities for decades now, and
Correct.
He told
Correct.
you it was messaging.
we all know why. You get what I'm saying? We all know why because
Messaging. He told you.
there's
Why
He
is
called
that?
in and
there's
told you. Messaging. He
there's a
said it already.
stereotype. Oh, you're Republican, you're racist. Meanwhile, Democrats are the real racists. You get
Yeah.
what I'm
Why
saying?
do you
No, there's
separate
racists
like
on
that?
both
Is this
sides.
for Republicans?
No,
Yeah,
no, but
There's
racists on
listen.
both
racists on both
sides.
sides.
But
You
why
said
does
there's racists
why
on
does he
both
seem to
sides.
be more strongly aligned with the Republican Party? The man
Now let,
literally
so
called and
now
told you.
hello?
That
ask you a
Hello.
question. Let me ask you a question.
Go for it.
What's a Republican policy that is racist?
Republican policies that are
Yeah.
racist right now. Well, geez, um, policies right now that are racist by Republicans. I just know that
I'll
they're kind
wait.
of neocon. I'm trying to think.
I'll wait.
So
I'll tell you.
tell me about it.
I'll tell you.
Tell me about it.
If we're talking racism in between parties, bro,
Can
Democrats
I
have
answer
been
that
proven that
question?
they're real racists. You're
I
talking
can answer
about
your question.
we could go way back to Jim Crow days, Jim Crow laws. These are democratic states. These were Democrats who did all that. Joe Biden
once
that you
again,
guys
we're talking
voted
about the
for was a
1940s
real
and 50s.
racist. It was pro
Right.
segregation. It was pro segregation. All right. It was anti-busing. It said he
Okay,
don't want
let's
his
talk
kids
about
going to school,
2000. Let's talk
black
about the
kids.
Can I
last
answer?
5 years outside of the election.
Mr. Dave.
After this, because we got about 10 people that didn't call and they texted
So,
Okay.
me first.
A1.
But,
Can
so
all right,
real,
go.
A1.
real quick.
Go for it.
Joe Biden told you if y'all don't vote for me, you ain't black. You get what I'm saying?
Can I?
And
I like to
you say
rebuttal that.
Republicans are the racists. You say Republicans are the racists, but you would not tell me one one thing.
I'll tell
Can
you.
you tell me? Can you
racist
tell me
about
Can I ask
why?
you? I have an
Cops are
answer for
better at
Dave,
hiding racism.
Mr. A1.
That's
Go ahead. After this, then we're gonna end this call. But go ahead. And, we have
Mr.
a
A1,
rebuttal from
the caller.
Cali Bev. Yeah, and you and then Cali Bev, and then we're gonna go
Yeah,
to the
sure.
next call.
So to talk back, the racist laws are actually from the NRA. Actually, well, the NRA actually started from no. Listen. Hold on. So they actually no. NRA is not the. It started from the Klansmen when the freed slaves. You said white. Where's the white supremacy? I'll give it to you.
No, that's a lie.
Okay, cool. And that
Can I finish?
So who?
I would like to
well,
finish.
hey, all right.
You're the
Because I want to answer that question.
Who freed the slave?
Let me mute. Go ahead and finish, caller, so we can. Because I
Yeah,
want
A1.
to
So
Cali.
let me.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Aside from the chaos I just heard, let me refrain. So
Okay.
yes, the white supremacy part. There is that. It's basically when the freed slaves had to protect themselves from Klansmen. That's how the NRA started. You guys didn't know that. I'm sure you guys didn't know about that stuff. The NRA was started because freed slaves needed to protect themselves from Klansmen. So they needed to arm themselves via the firearms. But then every single racist law is from gun control, basically. And everything else is a subsidiary of that, right? And there's also the war on drugs as well. That's part of it. And there's also redlining. You said racist, right? Whether Republican or Democrat, behind the scenes, they kind of in cahoots in some of their stuff, right? They have some agreement. That's one of the racist things, redlining and the war on drugs, right? You can't tell me that the policing is not different from Compton and in Beverly Hills. You can't tell me that,
Okay,
correct?
Cool. Now I
And
just want.
to the liberals, I want to say something to them,
Okay,
right?
wait. Before we do that,
Okay.
Before we do that, I want to go
Sure.
real quick to Bev. Please unmute yourself. I know you had a rebuttal to that.
Okay.
And she's been real nice. She had to text me and say, "Can I just rebuttal? Because I can't get words in." So guys, let's make sure. So I have everybody muted right now except for her.
Good. I'm in good behavior.
So we're gonna get some dialogue going. But go ahead, Bev.
I was just going to say that school choice sounds good on paper, but all states do not implement school choice in the same way. So, concept wise, yes, I'm for it. However, if you cannot get your kid to this school that you choose, then you still have a problem. There's no transportation to get there. That's the only thing. Because the school choice here in Georgia is actually not that bad if you have they have some kind of transportation, but it's a little sparse.
Okay, let's
But
unmute.
all
Shiva.
all of them don't implement it the same. They
Hold on,
got
Shiva.
school choice in California, whatever. I didn't have to go to my home school. I went to California Academy of Math and Science up there on at the back of CSUDH. You know what I'm saying? My home school was Narbonne.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? It's like every school, every state don't do it the same way. What's up, David?
Okay, so I just unmuted the great conservatives. So y'all go ahead and say go Shiva or Dave, whichever one wanted.
Go ahead,
All
Dave.
right. So real quick, I go back to the caller. So
Yep.
NRA. The NRA didn't start about slaves. That's cap. That's false. All right. I don't like people spreading false. NRA started because what's it called? One of the generals during the Civil War saw that a lot of the soldiers, the Union Army, right? A lot of the soldiers had low marksmanship. That's so he noticed that they had low marksmanship during the war, right? So guess what he did? He started the NRA so they could train soldiers how to, accurately shoot their rifles. That's how the National Rifle Association started, to train soldiers to shoot their rifles. So you saying NRA started with freed slaves and to catch free slaves or none? That's false. Number two, you
No.
said.
Let me finish,
Go
caller,
ahead.
please.
Go ahead.
Okay. Number two, you said Republicans, they're racist because, well, they started the NRA to get, freed slaves and something like that. Well, when you talk about stuff like that, we got to talk about who freed the slaves. Republicans freed the slaves.
Lincoln, yes.
Republican. There was a senator back in 1876. His name was Charles Sumner. Charles Sumner was a Republican senator, and he went into the Senate, and he had a whole speech about slavery, about abolishing slavery. It was a Republican senator, right? He had a whole speech
Go
about
ahead.
abolishing
1800s.
slavery. Guess what happened? Democrats in the House literally beat him up. They almost killed him because they were like, how dare you? How dare you talk about freeing the slaves? A Republican senator got beat up because he said he wants to free slaves. So
If I
when we
could,
talk about
if
history,
I could join the Union without freeing a single slave, I would have done it. Enough said
what?
right there. The interest was not about freeing no slaves. He was just all about keeping the Union together. And if he had to
Okay,
use slavery
so
to do it, then he would have. Then if he didn't have to use
Can
slavery to
I?
do it, then he would have
okay,
did that.
so
So it
so
don't
who
even
freed the
damn
slaves?
matter.
Who freed the slaves though?
Lincoln actually did that,
Lincoln
but there was
did.
Can I
still
tell
some
you?
Boom.
Can I
slavery.
add
We're
something
done.
to that?
How
Can I
about
We're
add?
Lincoln
done.
was a liberal though? So why y'all want to
We're
play
done.
red and blue teams and over here political gang banging and stuff? Lincoln
He
And
was
was
a
I'm
straight
not doing no
liberal.
political.
You gotta
He
put that
was.
he was a
and
liberal.
Yeah,
You gotta
all
put
of
Can I?
that he
them
was a
had
Can I?
liberal.
Political
Can
gangbang.
That's
I
what he
ain't
said.
do.
I hear
Hey,
something?
it's all good. Shiva, you're not muted. Nobody's been muted.
Making
I
jokes,
agree.
making
Let me
jokes
move.
don't prove a
Hey,
point,
hey,
by the
hey,
way.
hey, listen, guys, hold on. You gotta
I
let
How
want
about
you
Shiva.
that?
to know.
Shiva's been quiet for 10 minutes. Please let
That's
her
my
talk.
point.
I
You
I
got
want to
that
get something in
I
too.
don't know why
Okay.
my phone. Okay. I want you guys to know who killed Lincoln was John Wilkes Booth, who was a
Wilkes.
Democrat. He was an actor. He was part of the Freemasons, and he killed him. He was a
Oh,
Confederate,
so
sympathizer. He
my
sympathized with the
party.
Confederates. He was mad because Lincoln was talking about blacks having a right to vote, and he did not like that, and he assassinated him. That is a fact. I'd love for
Nope.
you to refute that fact.
Lincoln
It's an
Tired of it.
irrelevant
Lincoln
fact though.
had
What
no
is
No,
the
interest
relevance
in
of that?
making the slaves equal to the white man.
yes,
Period.
that's
He
his
had
But
talk.
no
But
Lincoln
it
Look
had
it
is
up.
slaves.
Look
it's
up
all
the
of that.
talk.
I don't even get.
He
Lincoln
I don't
got
had
even
slaves
get
killed
in
why
his
as
we
a
house.
need
court
to.
theater.
Okay,
I know
okay.
the whole history of Lincoln.
All
I
right,
know the
so
whole
we'll
history.
Everyone
get
talking
into
about
that for the
slavery.
So
next
you can
Everybody
topic.
find that
going to
quote
All right,
America
then.
looking for
let's
land.
hear from Ray real quick. Go ahead, Ray. All right,
Yeah,
Ray
because
didn't
I got a lot.
go. All right, Ray, you've muted yourself, Ray. I think somebody may have called you.
He probably pushed the mute button.
Yeah, Ray. Okay, we're gonna have to kick you out and bring you back. All right, Ray. No, you can come right back, bro, because somebody called and messed your audio up. Sorry about that, guys. All right, let's go to your next question, man, because the callers.
Me?
Yeah,
Okay,
you had one for
I'll be out.
the there, bro. Make it quick,
Well,
brother.
is the guy Ray available and the other girl available still?
The other
Okay.
girl, she's still there. Wait, okay,
Okay, the one, but
here's
I have
Ray.
a question.
Hold on, here's
Okay,
Ray. Let's bring Ray right back.
okay. Gotcha.
Put Ray to the left. Ray, are you there? All right,
I am. I
let's go
think.
to this last question. Let's get the caller off the line. Go ahead,
Yeah,
caller.
I have a question for both those liberals. Why are you guys always looking to government though to solve problems? Why do you want more government in your life? I'm just questioning. Why do you guys want more government in your life?
Well, for one, what do we need to figure out what it means. See, conservatives
Oh,
like to use more government seemingly as an attack and as like a very blanket statement. What do you mean by more government? What
Well,
exactly
for
do you
me,
mean?
if you're talking, okay, for me, I'm more like decentralizing a lot of the power back to folks, like for abolishing all the gun laws and abolishing some of the taxes, so most people can keep majority of their money. But I know that with that power, it's going to require more responsibility and accountability as well. But which I don't know if people really value their freedoms. But that seems more so a conversation for another time. But it just seems with a lot of liberals and Democrats. Well, I don't want to get into the whole my party's better than yours, but it seems with that side, it just seems they're always looking for another program to uplift people, right? Another new program and advocating for a much bigger welfare state on things, right? When we know that it hasn't, by history, it hasn't really helped out on not everything, but it hasn't really helped out in such a major
Well,
way.
the funniest thing about capitalists is that they don't understand that we live in a capitalist country, and all of these things are due to the failings of capitalism. Welfare
Nah.
only exists. Welfare only exists because of capitalism. Welfare exists
No,
because of the failings of capitalism. This
no.
is exactly why it is. Old people couldn't take care of themselves back in the day after their retirement came through. They needed Social Security. That's where it came from. So if you
Why did
guys are
all these
upset that
people
there's
come to
more
this
government
country if this was
involving
so?
Let him
being
talk.
involved
Let him
in people's
talk. Let
lives,
him talk. Let
if
him
you
talk.
guys are more upset about government being in people's lives, which I agree, because I'm not a huge proponent of the American government either, then you need to destroy capitalism, because capitalism is the reason
No,
why it exists in the first place. Yeah.
no,
It's
not
from
we have. You don't really
capitalism.
have a lot of capitalism.
That shirt
I'm sorry,
you
but
got on, it's from
What's a
go
lot?
for
I
capitalism.
it.
mean, it's a feature of capitalism. It's literally what
No, I
happens.
understand your part. Go ahead, go ahead, go
Yeah.
ahead,
Your
go ahead.
tie,
Like
everything you
look
got
at
in your
every
room
first world
is
country. Every
it's
first
because
world country
capitalism.
dang near has some type of social welfare state, but you guys are trying to say it's not capitalism. It's capitalism. It's a natural
No,
No,
evolvement of
go
capitalism.
ahead, go ahead.
You want to
I'm
That's
a
all I
pause?
got.
capitalist.
I
People
wonder what you're
Tell
came
me
gonna
to this
say
one.
there.
country because of capitalism.
Tell me one
Because
Can I
country
there were
talk?
socialism
communist
never
countries and
worked
they
at.
wanted to
Outright.
Yeah,
have a
I want to
job
hear from the
at their
caller. I
own
want to hear from the caller.
business.
All right, caller, go ahead. You have a rebuttal to that?
Yeah, I do, but no, I understand what you're saying. That capitalism needs to be have some form of regulation, right? Cedric R. Robinson even had his take on capitalism, but it's capitalism that always got us out into depression. But I would agree with you. We don't live in so much in a capitalist thing. We live in much more in a socialism type of thing, right? Fascism, corporate governance things that's kind of going on, but we don't have a lot of that. I agree. We have some socialism involved, but I'm a believer of well, for me, I'm more of a person. I like just government get out of my way, get out of my way personally, and I'm here to protect my property and I'm here to protect my individual rights as well. Capitalism moves people upward. It gives people jobs. It's an honorable thing when entrepreneurs have to start those businesses. They organize capital and people, labor into one being. But what's your take on right now for Ray about these bigger companies right now? Do you think that
All
they're
right, hold
abolishing a
on,
lot
real
of these
quick,
small
real quick.
businesses?
Kev, Kylie, you had a question?
Go for it.
Bev?
What is this? I'm with Ray. What is this crap about the government running my life? Why? Because I took Medicaid? Like what the hell is that
Whoa.
supposed to be?
Can I answer?
Like what's that? Yeah.
No, I agree. There's some. I believe that people do need to go to a safety net, but not as a lifestyle. But to get out of that, right? Everyone here has that capability of upward mobility. I granted that environments need to change, right, in those some of those areas, but I would not say abolish capitalism.
Well, no, I wouldn't
No,
say abolish capitalism either. I would say abolish corporatism, which is what is what we
go for
actually
it.
what our capitalist system looks like right now in 2021. But
I think it's just a
what you
part of it
call it?
personally. It seems
Crony
like
I
whenever
will
it keeps
capitalism.
I
happening,
It's
will
crony
say that
with
capitalism.
crony
Monopolies.
I
capitalism
will
is just
say
capitalism.
no, it's
Monopolies. It's
corporatism
monopolies.
because the
Because we have
huh?
monopolies on big tech and big media. That
If
we need to
crony
Right.
break up.
if
But
crony
see, here's
That
capitalism
we need
always
here's
to
happens
break
in
up.
capitalism, then it's a part of capitalism.
Hey, hey,
This
hey,
No,
is
hey,
because no,
one
that's
thing
a
real quick.
blanket
Hold on,
statement.
guys. Hold on, guys.
That's a blanket
Let's.
statement.
All right, this is great. Hey, everything's going great. Let's do a reset. Hey, caller, you have been amazing. I probably missed out
Thank
on
you.
about 30 calls because of you, but you've done a good job. You got
Sorry,
everybody
sorry, guys.
I'm sorry I
worked
couldn't
up.
answer the rest of your
Dave,
question,
are
caller.
you still good? I know you said you didn't have long.
A1,
Yeah,
I'm
we
out.
good.
I'm
All
out
right.
right now.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Shit, I gotta see this too. Let's do it.
Yeah, no, bro. Hey, you can come back anytime, man. I know you said
Nah,
you're
nah,
limited on
nah,
your time and
nah,
shit like that.
nah. Let's
Um,
do it.
All right, so I wanted to go back to Ray because we're gonna go to Ray and then to Shiva because Shiva has been and Shiva talk a lot, y'all. So y'all gonna have to excuse her. She talk a lot when we in Beverly
Hey, I'm
Hills.
long-winded too, man.
She
I'm
and,
trying to
and, and
shorten
both
my
of them are very
responses
long
here.
winded. So we about to go to
Yeah.
the long winded people, and I appreciate you
me and
guys
Dave
too
gonna
because
be
I
in the cut.
yeah. All right, but go ahead, Ray. It's
So
on you, bro. With the next
so
question,
yeah,
new
it's
topic or
like
whatever that is.
the fact of the matter is that capitalism is creating the very problems that you guys are complaining about. Yet you were trying to make things, you were trying to strip away the things that understandably would make things worse. The reason why welfare, we already had a world without welfare and social programs. That's why we have it now. The fact is that you guys talk about, oh, well, crony capitalism. If crony capitalism keeps happening in capitalism, then it's a part of capitalism. You can't sit
Well,
back
it's a
and just
part of
try
it,
to
but it's not
separate the
the
two
whole
as if
thing.
they're
That
different.
you're saying all capitalism is bad. My father came to this country because in Iran it became really tyrannical. They started taking people's properties and stuff. He had this opportunity to come here, and it was able to make these very successful businesses because of capitalism. Socialism and communism has caused millions of people to die. I mean, how
Yes.
many
Okay, so
times
let's
can we
also
go through
let's tackle
history
something right quick.
and
I want
see
to
that
let me
it
into
kills
this
All
women?
segment right quick.
let's
Just
get
to,
to your question. Let's get to your question. Go ahead, Ray.
I want to I want to dive right into that right quick. You talk about how your family came over and they made something of themselves and they did great things, and that's all fine, well, and good. But why are you ignoring the millions of other people that you were just talking about who are getting abortions? You ignore the crime that
What do you
happens
mean
in
ignoring?
you ignore
How am
the
I ignoring?
you ignore the
Hang on.
crime that happens
Iran
in
is
capitalism.
capitalist.
Yeah, and
Huh?
Iran is also capitalist. Saudi Arabia
No,
is capitalist.
no.
A lot of these countries
Murder
that these
should
people are coming
never
from
be
are leaving
okay.
capitalist
It's
countries.
not pro-choice. It's pro-murder. Let's be
But you
real
have
here.
to
Let's
you
call it
have
for
to
a spade a
examine.
spade.
Listen, you have to examine why these things happen. All you guys want to do is try to pass off these
No,
problems on the
don't tell
people,
me
but
what
you
I
don't
want
want
to
to
do. Don't
you
speak for
don't
me.
want to
Don't speak for me.
examine
I don't
you
speak
don't
for
want to
you. You don't speak for
examine
me.
what
You
you
All
don't
right.
don't
speak
want to
for me.
examine why these things
So
happen. You
No,
don't.
all
I
right.
You
examine
My
a
do.
thing is,
lot. I actually was
I,
a Democrat, remember? I was a Democrat, and I
That
changed my
doesn't mean that you
mind
want to examine.
because
Democrats aren't
there was a
interested
better
either. I don't know
argument
what
out
that's not
there.
going to
There
work
was a
on
better
me.
argument,
all right.
and I
I'm
was
not
for
So
here.
the better
What have you
argument.
heard me say positive about Democrats? I'm not
we
here to
could
talk for
beat
them.
around. We could try to avoid the real reason all you want because
What's the real
we're trying to
reason?
prove a point. But the
What's the
reason
real
people
reason?
have abortions is because people are not responsible. Okay,
But why are people?
you
But
know
why are people irresponsible?
you can't
That's the
afford a
part you're not
kid.
getting.
No, hold
But
up,
that's the
bro.
part you're not getting. What
There's
makes
always going to
people
be
make
evil. There's always
irresponsible
going to be evil.
decisions?
All right, like I said,
Do you think people just wake up one day and decide to make bad choices? Is that how you think the world is? That's not how the
okay,
world
No,
no,
you
works.
know
hold up.
what?
Okay,
Our
so
schools are
okay,
perpetuating this, and Democrats are.
Yeah, you can
okay,
talk. Yeah,
so
you can talk about education.
okay,
Definitely, I
okay.
agree.
Like I said,
Education is a
people are
problem.
not responsible enough. If you don't want a baby, do not
But why are
have.
they not responsible enough? Why?
No,
You're
no,
not.
no.
I
We're
understand
gonna
people aren't
get there.
responsible. You have to dig
We're
into.
gonna
You have to
get
go
there.
deeper than that.
We're
There's a
gonna
lot.
get there.
The school
Hold up.
system.
A lot. Yeah, we're gonna get there. There's a lot.
Okay,
Like she
I
said.
agree. School system.
My thing is the direct reason for people having abortions is because people are not responsible enough to make this choices and this decisions that listen, I do not want a baby, so I'm gonna guess what? I'm gonna, make sure I use a condom, or I don't have I get a birth control, or every other thing that could stop you from getting pregnant. Okay, that's the direct reason for having abortions. Bottom line, that's the direct reason. We could talk about,
Okay, so
oh,
what I'm
why
saying
people
is,
have
you have to
this.
make sure that everybody has access to abort to be able to get birth control for starters. That's the first
Yeah,
thing. You have to make
Of
sure
course.
yeah,
everybody is as
and
reasonable
Anybody
access.
can
we're
walk
for
into
that.
a drugstore and get a
You
condom.
also
We're for that.
you also have to make sure what you also have
I'm
to do is
allergic to
look at the
condoms.
conditions that might you may have to
Well,
look at
you
the
can get an
creation the
IUD or
conditions that
another
create
crap.
these issues. So for
Having
I
instance,
hate
one
that
thing
too.
one
I
All right,
hate
all right,
that.
all right. Hold on, hold on.
Real quick,
Hey,
A1,
go,
real quick,
all
A1.
right, let's
Having
go.
unprotected sex is not a need. Okay, you don't need to do it. You're not gonna die if you don't have
having
unprotected
unprotected
sex.
sex is pretty damn fun,
You
but
ain't,
that's not really that ain't
It's not a
but
need.
I don't even
I'm
think
We can
people
allergic.
all
gotta
agree
have
on that.
Why are we making it seem like you gotta have unprotected sex? Like, oh, you just got to
the
have it.
problem that I'm having
You
is
don't
that
have to.
when we look
No.
at if you look at wealthier people who are in better off situations, they have unprotected sex all the time and they get the abortions because they can afford the consequences. A lot of people in the inner city cannot. That's why Planned
That's
Parenthood is so big for them.
disgusting. They're using as birth control. How disgusting.
Like I said,
This
Well,
is what
I
it's
don't
I
think
mean,
I don't
it
think
is what it
I don't
is.
think
that's
that's
not an argument
necessarily
because
Okay.
there's no numbers of showing. Oh, rich people are the ones having abortions too. Where's the numbers at?
Okay, real
Because
quick,
they
guys.
go,
I
you
will
know where the
gladly pull
numbers
them
are?
up.
The numbers are in the private healthcare system because that's where they go.
Okay.
I
All
mean,
right,
what,
so
do you
real,
have,
real,
do you
real
have
quick,
facts?
real quick.
We need facts. We can't say
That
we
means
can't
be
give-
quiet. That
We
means
need
be quiet
facts.
right now. I got two callers on. They're both addressed to the people on the left. So give them 1 second. Caller, are you there? Javier, I believe that was your name, or Joel?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, Joel, real quick with your statements and questions, and address and say who they're addressed to.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this is for Ray. This is going back a little bit. I can't hear what you guys are talking about right now because I'm on my phone, so I can't even watch it right now. But one thing that you mentioned earlier in the show, Ray, is you were saying you asked David if universal health care could be proposed as a solution, as a way of eliminating the death of black children through abortion. Would you be for that?
And my whole thing with that is that no one is even offering that as a solution. So that's a straw man argument. You can't make that argument because it's not even being proposed as a solution to stop abortion. Everyone right now is
universal health
for
care is
abortion.
being proposed as a mean to better health care around the world for Americans. It's definitely
It's
a popular idea amongst many
So
people.
it's being. Hold on, can I finish what I'm saying? Yeah, it
Go
is
ahead.
being proposed, but not being proposed as a solution to the death of black children, which is what you were saying. The other thing I wanted to say is, I'm sorry, I don't know the female that's there. I don't know your name. I apologize for that.
Oh, you talking about Shiva?
Beverly.
The black one
Oh,
or the
man.
white one? Let's be blunt. Shit.
Healthcare
break it down to
equity
skin
Are you
color.
talking
thing
about
is-
the black girl or the white girl? Joe.
The black girl. I don't know
Okay.
your name. I'm not talking about Shiva. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
talking about
her
I'm
name-
talking
her
about the
name's
sister.
Bev.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So you were saying eliminating the employer as the middleman, but then the government would just become the middleman. So that's not a valid solution. And I guess the thing that frustrates me is I cannot understand how after 19 million black babies have been aborted, how black people can even defend Planned Parenthood when we know why it was started. And yes, 79% of abortion clinics are in minority neighborhoods. 21% are in nice neighborhoods. So yeah, you went to to one of the few that was in a nice neighborhood, but just because you got the health care that you needed, 19 million black babies since 1973 have been aborted. I can't. So that's all I wanted to say. That was it. I don't have any
You know
questions.
why?
All right,
You
thank
know
you, caller.
why? Because I don't care. I
Well,
don't.
that's the whole thing. You don't care.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't spend my time worrying about somebody else's family and they birthing choices. I don't care.
All right, cool. So hold on. We
why
I
are
got
we having a conversation then?
The black
We
community
shouldn't be having
should
this
have a higher
conversation.
population than 14%. That's
We
crazy
shouldn't be having this
that there's only
conversation.
14% black in America.
We want to talk about
That's
racism, but the number one killer of black Americans.
I don't
is
know how
abortion.
racism
Planned
is
Parenthood.
black people choosing to get abortions. What part of that is racist?
Because
Explain
it
that
was
to me.
brainwashed. They brainwashed
Nobody.
people.
Look, listen here. Listen here.
They made
So
our
you're telling
fathers
me.
okay
So you're
to
telling
abort.
me that black women are that
Let me
dumb
finish.
where they can't make their own decision about whether or not they want to have a
Let
child.
me finish my thought.
Is that what you're saying?
Don't try
Let me finish
to
my
do
thought.
that race thing.
They
Don't try to
literally
do
have
that. If you
billboards
go have an
with
This whole
abortion,
conversation is
Let me
about
finish.
race
doing the
and
race
black
thing.
babies,
You're not-
as if
you're-
white
you're-
babies ain't getting aborted
You're
too.
literally
We're
doing.
doing
You're
it right
literally
now.
doing what
You guys
doing
bring
what
up.
what
You
you
guys
supposed to
literally.
do.
Okay.
You
You're
guys
telling that to
frame
the black
abortion
woman.
that
All right,
everybody
so-
You're
gets in
telling that to the
America
white woman, too.
as a
Can I
black
say one
issue,
thing?
and then you get mad
Absolutely.
when
All
I
right.
bring up
All
black
right.
shit.
You got four people talking at once. You can't hear one.
All right. So I want to hear Shiva's rebuttal real quick.
Thank
Go-
you.
Real
thank
quick.
you. They
Saying that to the
literally
white
have
woman.
billboards with black families saying abortion is health care. How is
Yeah.
killing your own baby health care? It's
Do you have to
disgusting.
go to a nurse or doctor to get it?
No, it's not healthy to
Killing
abort your
babies is
baby.
not
Do
healthy.
you
You're
have
cutting
to
the
Not
go
about
baby's
to
health.
a
body
It's
parts
nurse
in
not
your
about
or
the
a
white
vagina.
doctor
woman.
to get
A
it?
baby.
It is a
You're
Do you
medical
putting
have to
a
go
service.
blue
That's
to a
what
baby
makes
nurse
it
in your
or a
healthy.
doctor to
vagina.
get it?
It's not
All right.
healthy.
So
That's
It is
now,
a
so
medical
now,
disgusting.
so now we
service.
want to complain. Excuse me. So now we want to complain about victimhood and shit like that. But then you sitting here saying that we are brainwashed victims because we can't make our own reproductive choices because
She
because of
she
a
didn't
fucking
say
billboard.
victims. In all fairness,
Because of a
she
billboard.
didn't say
It
victims.
is brainwashing.
Well,
You know why it's
what's
brainwashing?
interesting to me is that
No,
my man David says don't bring up racism, but this whole entire conversation has been how could you kill black babies? Like it's literally we're
Right.
just dancing
This
here.
conversation is
Like,
literally
you-
about race.
No, y'all. No, I said do not play
All
the
right.
race.
We got another
Victim,
caller.
the race.
All right.
victim.
So everybody
Yep.
got their frustration.
But see, what I'm saying
wait,
is,
hold on, real quick,
Don't play the
before we
race
go to that.
victimhood.
Before we go to
That's
the
what
next
we're talking
thing,
about.
I want to give a big shout out to my homeboy from Canada. His name's Tao. He's in the chat. He's just A1's lost control. Tao, A1's never lost control of the show at all. People voice their opinions and they have to get it out. But Tao does have a forum and he has 300,000 people on there, so I'm sure he does a better job. But thank you, Tao, for letting me know. And Tao is a faithful listener of the People's Forum, and he's
My
always here
buddy, my buddy.
from Canada, bro. I love you, man. Now,
Hey, A1,
yeah.
if I could add something real quick.
Before that though, I got another caller. Are you still there? The second caller.
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, I'm still here.
Okay,
The one that caused all the controversy.
Okay, yeah. So I'm talking about. So we have Ben on the line. Ben is a person I do some shopping with out here that we can't talk about, but it's shopping, a certain kind of shopping. But go ahead, Ben, with your question.
All right. So first off, I just want to say that we're in a country that everybody risks their life to come to, and right now, China is laughing their ass off that we are fighting over some stuff that this is an easy problem. Now, the only reason that we can't solve it is because we're sniping at each other saying, you don't want this and you don't want that. The reality is, I have bodily autonomy. Nobody can force me to donate blood, give a kidney, give part of my liver. So, in my opinion, nobody can force anybody to have a baby. However, I don't see people going into rescuing these children that are beaten and battered in these group homes, and I don't see people volunteering to take time to, raise the children that are already here. Yeah, when they don't have resources and stuff like that. So
I see it all the time.
There are resources.
I see it all the time.
No, we see it, but we don't have enough. It's not hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's a lot of churches in the church I was
See,
part of.
this is the response. It's have the baby that you can't afford, but then F them once they're here.
Oh, there's so
That's
many
literally
people.
No one
here's
is
the
saying.
thing.
No one is saying that.
Right.
The only people that are saying that are
hold
the people that are
on.
saying
Ben, go ahead and finish your question, bro. Let's hear this question.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. Okay, we all know how nature works, right? We all, for the most part, agree that we got here because of men and women. So we all know how the parks work. Okay, this is not a mystery. So China is over here trying to not have people have too many babies because they already got 1 billion people. We're over here trying to figure out how we can stop groups from killing the other ones. Supposedly, I mean, we're just all mixed up. Obviously, we used to have a lot more people because we used to have a more agrarian society. So you need to have like 10 kids to work a farm. Now we don't have that because we have farm equipment controlled by computers. So we have to realize what's going around us and who's influencing this is that we're making. Because otherwise,
Ben,
China's going to come in. I mean, China's already here.
Ben,
I'm saying that
get to your point, brother.
My point is that we're dividing ourselves, and meanwhile, China has infiltrated into every single part of our government, even our CIA. I mean, we're talking about how we can't. We're talking about how we can't raise black children, and we can't get them to do this, can't get them to do that. I mean, we're not like we're here. We're all here in America. We want to be here. We're not leaving. So we better work together, and we're not working together. It's like, what are we doing? This is. I mean, you guys are snapping at each other. This is not hard.
So
Donald Trump.
All right,
This
hey,
is
cool.
easy.
Hey, caller, that was great, man. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. Tell a friend, tell your mama, tell your daddy. Go grab somebody's phone on YouTube and tell them subscribe to the channel. We just getting started because I got a great show coming up next week. But I still want to get back into. Go ahead, Shiva. Callers, thank you so much. The line's open. I'm about to clear the lines too for the callers to call in.
Real quick, Shiva, I just want to address the chat. I messed around and looked at it by accident. Dumb me. But no, when I said I was allergic to condoms, I was joking. It was a
Well, I am
joke.
actually allergic to
Okay.
condoms.
No,
That's why
I said
laughing.
I mean it was a
because
joke.
That shit actually the latex actually burns my vagina. So Yeah, I actually.
I mean, I think
That's why I
it's some
laughed.
people that are allergic, but that was a joke. I'm not literally allergic to condoms.
Well, I
Okay,
am
now I'm about to
literally
click this
allergic. That's
checker.
why I laughed with you. I was like, oh my god, this girl feels me. Like I'm totally allergic to
Well, I'm
condoms,
glad we
but
got
I'm
girl power on this one because I
I'm
seen
not
I
that
allergic.
take
my
I
partner
take
I'm gonna
said
turn
something
the
about
chat
it,
responsibility
and
for
I
off.
my
left that shit
baby.
alone. I was like, I'm not gonna even.
I take
But
responsibility for the baby I made. You know what I mean? I'm a single mom, and I still had my baby, and I would never murder my own baby. I just don't think that even most animals don't do that. Like it just seems like it's not even natural. It's not like you're not being a feminist by murdering your baby. It's not very feminine because it's not very woman-like to kill your own. Like it's just weird. It's weird, and like I said, most animals don't even do this,
Hey,
and
Raw,
it's
how
just
did
not
that dance
Well,
go
natural.
with
actually, the male
man?
lion
I'm
comes
about
in
to
and
say,
kills all the cubs when
pretty
he
sure a
get
lot of
they
animals
already alive. So
kill
you
Well,
them
can't
maybe
use the
cubs.
maybe
animals.
maybe that lion did,
all
but
right, hey,
We're talking about the
maybe
female ones,
majority of
though. We're talking
animals
about the
don't kill their
female ones.
babies. You know.
Go ahead with
Yeah,
your question,
I
Shiva.
think every cell in my body wanted to protect my babies. You know. So I just like I don't get it. I feel like you have to have
But
almost like no
and I
soul
have
to
a
kill your
question
own
though for
baby.
both for the conservatives.
That's why I
What
got
hey, with the abortion question? What is that actually? What material good or bad does that do for the black community? Because it just sounds like moral grandstanding to me. It doesn't sound like
All
it
right.
No,
improves
I
or
think
makes
there
worse the
should
black
be the
community.
population of the black community should have been a lot more than 14%, less than 14%.
Yeah, with
So
I think
13
the
point
cops
something.
for that too.
So I think they did
The
what they
cops?
wanted to, and they
I think
eliminated
a
a
lot of
huge
things for
portion
that.
of the black community that way because they brainwashed people to think it was okay to do it, you know, and
They
So
put us
they
in
so
You
used
jail
know,
to.
for
this
false
this
shit.
brainwashing
so
stuff
so
Now
really
they
we're
just said
bothers
we in
me.
jail, right?
It really does
this
bother
is what
me.
kills me with this. So Margaret Sanger on her own is enough to brainwash us to get abortions, even though we have the
Well,
Actually,
choice to
she
do
has
that.
black
hold up,
ministers
hold up.
telling
But wait,
that
Actually,
it was
hold up.
all
okay.
right, come on, let's have some control.
Let me finish.
Let him finish real quick. Go ahead.
But structural and
Sorry, I need to
institutional
get my sword
racism
on.
are not good enough factors to somehow oppress the black community. Margaret
Honey,
Sanger
she
is when it's
hired black
abortion.
ministers to tell women it was okay and
facts.
moral to go in and kill their babies.
This is
These people
facts.
go to
Okay. So
these
black.
Check the
So
churches
CIA
again,
thinking
tape.
that they're
let's
gonna
actually
get
address what I
Christ.
said instead.
They're
Let's
getting
address what I
freaking
said instead of
Satan.
going off on a tangent. What I said is
It's
that
satanic.
Margaret
It was
Sanger,
satanic.
as an individual, wasn't because abortion is not like you're not forced to get an abortion. Nobody forces you to get an abortion. You choose to get an
Honey, it
abortion.
wasn't just her, it
So
was a globalist. It was Bill Gates' father.
It
It was
whoever it was, it'd be
Prescott Bush.
Bill
Whoever
Gates,
it
it'd be
All of
was,
these
Mr.
it
Gates,
people
it'd
don't
be
were
matter.
Mrs.
doing
Gates.
this.
Don't matter. The point is that abortion at the end of the day is a choice. Is it not? It is a
No, it is
choice that
not.
you make.
Where's the choice of the
So
baby? We're supposed to protect the
I
NSA.
said a choice that you make. It's a choice
No,
that
it's
you
a
Hey,
make,
hey,
not
choice
your
to
wait,
Mrs.
hey,
Gates.
protect
we
You
got a
don't
caller.
make
We
a
got a
choice
caller on the
only
line.
in
We got a
minority
caller.
white.
So let
You
me,
don't get
I
to
got let me
choose.
Absolutely,
Alright.
this is
That's
so.
how
You guys are
life is
playing
in a
so
sense.
well. This is so amazing. Caller, you on the line?
Come on.
Yes, I'm on the line.
All right, caller, go ahead, give me your question and let me know who it's directed to.
It's directed to the two Republicans. How do you guys feel about welfare?
welfare.
Oh,
Well, this is a
I don't
problem.
support welfare at all.
Yeah, look at even when welfare came into power, it was the Democrats. They wanted to keep people on the plantation, the government plantation. They didn't want them to have power of their own. So they figured, listen, we'll give these handouts to people and then we can enslave them and then we keep the power. It's kind of like
Are you
this.
sure? Are you sure it
When
wasn't
you
because
have
of
a
the
child,
billions of
do you want your
disabled
child
and old
dependent?
people
Let
that
me
could not
finish.
afford to
Let
take
me
care of
finish.
That's
Let
themselves?
not
me
Are
true.
you
finish,
sure it
Ray. I'm
wasn't
not
that?
finished,
That's
Ray.
not.
I'm not
Nope.
finished, Ray.
Let's
It's
go back to one at a
100%
time.
true.
Let's go.
It's 100%
Let her
Shiva,
finish.
true.
Let her
and
finish.
Dave is answering this
I'm
question. Then
not
we get right
finished.
to you.
Let me finish with my thought.
All right, go ahead, Shiva.
Okay. Now, see, it's like when I get interrupted, I forget what I'm
Uh,
talking about.
you do it too, so
But
it's okay.
the
But
thing
go ahead.
was, the black community was far better off during. Remember the Black Wall Street? They were doing amazing. What happened
And
was
then it got
the
burned
Ku
down
Klux.
and destroyed?
Yes, by the Ku
By
Klux
who?
Klan, the
By
Democrats.
who?
What does it matter who did it?
The
It's destroyed.
Democrats.
What is it?
By who?
You're
And
saying the
who
Yes,
black
started
community was
who
doing better
started
it
the
at a
was
time?
because
KKK?
the Ku
All right,
Klux
Devil.
Klan could not
we
handle
gonna
the
mute
black
Randy
community
real quick
doing
just so
well.
that they can answer the question. Now go ahead and
So, Lyndon Johnson, these Democrats knew how to keep slavery. Read the Willie Lynch letter called How to, and one of welfare. Welfare keeps slaves. You're enslaved by the government. If I have a child, do I want my child to be living off of me when she's an adult? No. I teach my daughter to be independent. I'm teaching her now to be independent, so she doesn't have to be in it at all. Like no
It's
loans.
more
I don't even
whites
have
on
a loan.
slave. I mean,
I
on
don't even
slavery,
owe any money
on
to the
welfare
government.
than
Zero.
blacks.
I
All
own
right, let me
investment
It's more
because
whites
I
on
don't want to be
let,
welfare
poor.
than
uh,
blacks anyway.
All
So
right, go ahead, Dave.
let me go ahead and say something real quick. So, welfare, food stamps, and every other government
Let's
assistance
unmute Ray.
was introduced by the Democratic Party. Okay, this is facts. It's a Democratic Party policy, and
Irrelevant.
it is destroyed. It has destroyed the black family. Okay, um,
Yep.
when we
Get
talk
that one.
about food stamps, making black families or making more dependent on the government. We talk about WIC, giving women assistance benefits as long as the father is not in the home.
Sick.
We're incentivizing father absence. That's what Democrats are doing. They're incentivizing father absence, and we all know what's going to happen without a father in the home. According to Obama, a kid who grows up without a father in the home is 12 times more likely to end up in jail, 6 times more likely to drop out of high school. These are even Obama. Obama said that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So Democrats are incentivizing father absence. Okay.
Yep.
And you know what happened? All right. In 1965, right? 1965, there were only 25% of kids born out of wedlock. In 1965, right? Well, fast forward to 1991, there were 65%. 65% of kids were born without a father in the home, without a father in the home and out of wedlock. So back in 1965, black families were doing great. We were thriving. Even with Jim Crow back in the day, we were doing great. But as soon as the Democrats, bring up welfare, food stamps, the entire black family just just dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're
Yep.
talking about no father in the home, kids growing up without a father, no authority. And what do you think is going to happen? When a kid grows up without a father in the home,
All right, cool.
they're
Hey,
not
look.
they're not going to respect no authority.
Excuse
Hey,
me.
hey,
Okay,
Ray,
I
they're
Ray,
got
going
to
to be
Ray,
I
is
looking
got to
wait,
down.
wait,
I
wait,
got to
wait.
follow up.
Before you go to
A1.
Cause
that, before you
I
go to
have
that,
to hit that.
I
Ray,
got to follow up.
I
A1.
got you, but
No,
Ray,
yeah,
Ray,
I want the
Ray.
brother to answer too. Though.
I gotta
I want
hit
to hear the
that.
caller answer. I want to hear the caller talk too, though.
I
So
gotta
yeah,
hit
you go
that
ahead,
shit.
caller. Then I'll go ahead and then Bev, you can
All right,
go after.
go ahead, caller. I'm with that. Go ahead, Ro.
Okay. So what you're telling me is a contradiction of the abortion issue because most of the women that are having these babies are unwed. So on one hand you want these babies to be born in a poverty setting to go to jail.
No,
All right.
So
Oh no, no,
so
hold
it's a
up,
you just don't
hold
contradiction.
want
up.
to kill
wait, wait,
people.
wait.
It's
Let
You
him
just
not.
want
finish.
to
Let
kill
him
people.
finish.
Wait. Let the caller finish, bro. Y'all be
He
fired.
It's
was
a
done.
contradiction because majority of women that are having abortions are unwed.
Hey, I'm
So
unwed
if
and I
you're
have a
saying
baby and I take care of my baby.
I'm not
I'm
asking
not on
Okay,
government assistance.
again,
wait.
you're
Sheba, go
white
ahead.
and you're
Let her
not on
finish.
welfare.
Go.
Again, you're white and you're not on welfare.
I'm not.
What
I
does
because I
her
The
work
being
hard.
white
I
got
majority
to
clean
do with
houses and
anything,
walk dogs. That's why.
though?
And
What
teach
does her
kids.
again,
being white got to do with
again,
anything?
let me finish what I'm saying. So
I
so
say
what
you're
so
white.
again, like so listen. So like the black woman said, so they're ignorant. They're so ignorant they know they can't take care of their kids. So they're listening to someone to abort it. Most people get abortions because they can't afford the kid and they don't want their kid to grow up to be in jail. Everyone
Okay.
isn't a baby killer, like y'all
So
so called say.
If
They
men
know
go to the
that they
private
can't
sector
afford
instead
the
of the
baby, so
public,
they rather terminate the baby than have them grow up, like you said, without a father in the home in jail.
all right. So
they'll go
let's
to
do
church.
this.
Let
The
me
church
address
is
this
All
breaking
right,
up
hold
the
on real quick.
welfare,
So
breaking up the
I'm gonna
family
mute everybody.
bullshit.
Go ahead, Bev. You the only one unmuted right now. Then we gonna go right back to my man. Dave, go ahead.
Okay, so that black men are that weak where in order to get government assistance for their family, they will leave their family. Absolutely not. Okay? I can sit here and say on paper I contributed to that 70% of unwed mothers or whatever, right?
Dave
With
was
my first
unmuted.
child. But that does not mean that the daddy was not in the home. He was there the whole time. I just lied. Point blank, period. So, no,
Okay.
don't know welfare, make no man leave his family. That's an
Okay. So you
excuse,
lied. Why?
and they
Why
want
did you
to.
lie? Why did you lie?
Bread,
To
huh?
get the benefits,
Because,
right?
yeah, for the benefits, because they want the
Exactly.
man
All
to
right,
be
That
let me
able to
let me
that
provide
just
for the
unmute Ray.
family,
proves
right?
you just proved to me that the whole welfare system is not what the black family
No,
needs.
excuse
You
me.
had to
Excuse me.
lie because if you
Excuse
told them
me.
you had a father in the home who had a job, they will not give you the benefits.
Excuse me. I did get the benefits
Father
after the fact,
absence.
after I was married. Excuse me. I got the benefits after I was married with my second and third child. Thank you. So, anyways, like I was
Okay,
saying,
what?
don't
So what
know,
benefits are we
don't
talking about?
know welfare, make no man leave his family unless he wants to dip anyway. You can
But
sit there and lie to the
can
government
I get
all
in
you
on
want
this?
to.
All
Don't know
You
don't know
unmuted, Ray.
man leave his
right.
family unless he already
Yeah,
looking
you a
for a
man, you
reason to
know
dip.
that. Ain't no
Period.
welfare
All
gonna
right,
make a man
all
live.
right. So what
Then,
we're
then another,
saying
hold
is
on.
the welfare system, the the welfare system, they literally have people going to how
Yeah,
to
they
who so
hide the
people receive
shoes.
we're talking about
Yeah,
Section 8 housing.
they had to hide the shoes and hide the clothes to make sure there wasn't no man living there. Got it. But guess what? The man was
Okay,
still living there because he
cool.
had to
But
hide
you
his
just
fucking shoes.
okay, but you
But
just proved the point. You
I didn't prove any
just
point.
you
I
do
didn't
that.
prove your
But I
point.
want to make sure
I
there's
disproved your
no.
point
You just
talking
said
about the black man ain't there.
no.
He's there. He just ain't there on
but I,
paper. So no,
but
don't know
also it's
welfare,
also not
make
Okay,
no
true.
man leave
okay.
his
We're
family.
not talking about the black man. We're talking about the welfare
No, we were talking
system.
about black families, right?
Yeah, black how the
No,
welfare
we're
destroyed the
talking
black
about
family. That's what
welfare
you're saying.
system on the black family. So welfare is not giving people benefits if you tell them you have a father in the home.
I'm not smoking
They
blunts
literally,
in
why
the
do they
chat.
have
This is a
people? Why do they
cigarette.
send people?
Carlson.
Okay,
Why do they?
so
Why do they send
can we
people
just
to
clarify
homes to
something
black
right quick?
families who receive benefits to make sure there's no father in the home?
But
What would you say? I wasn't listening.
let's
I'm sorry.
clarify a few things here. First off,
All right, go
welfare
ahead, Ray.
was established because we had people who were literally on the streets living. You had homeless people everywhere. You had disabled people who couldn't work and take care of themselves. Welfare was established for several reasons other than just black people. I don't know why we are constantly used as a scapegoat for welfare's creation. Welfare was
Thank
created for
you.
several reasons. Several
Well,
reasons.
what we're saying
Two,
is welfare is not.
let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Two, most black people, black parents, actually black fathers, spend the most time with their kids in comparison to every other race. So this black dad deadbeat myth that you're trying to push right now subtly don't exist, my man. It don't exist at all. So black
That
fathers are around their kids. Three, you have to also look at the fact that in the hood you had jobs being moved up out of there, multiple factories closing down. You had black people who returned from service and they weren't able to get the GI bills. So there are more reasons as to why people may end up going to a welfare system or why the family may break down. There are a lot of economic conditions here that have created these circumstances. You guys only the fact that you guys constantly jump to welfare is just is just Republican nonsense because the Republicans need
Votes.
you to
They're
blame
hey,
buying
can
these
you
somebody.
votes.
can
It's
They
you
quid
need you.
pro
Shiva?
quo.
Let me
Shiva was
finish.
gonna say something.
They need you to blame somebody for your tax dollars being gone. And the first people you blame are the poor. You don't blame the military industrial complex who has billions of dollars put into them per year.
Or
You don't
pussy
Actually, I
blame
do.
these
welfare.
tax cuts in
Actually,
these
I do. I've already
corporations
mentioned
that get
that.
welfare from everybody else. You look at the poor people who need it. Blaming poor people for being poor in a system that creates poor people is counterproductive and only makes things worse. You strip away welfare right now and see what happens. Tons of
No,
homeless people,
I
tons of
actually did
crime,
blame
all
the
those things that you
military
guys don't
industrial
want happening
complex
in the
in the
world.
beginning of this thing. I actually did
She
blame
did.
them.
She did.
Yes,
She did.
I said they've been funding a lot of our drugs. They've been funding it in the inner cities, giving drugs to people to fund wars.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been exposing that for a very long time. And we do have a military industrial complex. We do have a deep state. And we finally had a president that shined a light on it. And the thing I say is
No, he didn't. Trump was one of Trump
he
put. I'm pretty
actually
sure
got
Trump put
Bolton
more money
close
into
to
the
him so
military
he
than
could
any other
hear
president in the
the
last 2
stuff
terms.
like, oh, Bolton, tell me what you want to do. He did exactly the opposite. And that's how he got ISIS number 1 and 2, because he got his enemies closer. Oh, whisper in my ear. Oh, this is what Bolton wants to do. So listen, guys, we're going to do the exact opposite.
Hey, that's awesome. Hey, we got one more caller. Everybody take a deep breath real quick. Let me go ahead and bring this caller in. Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Nigga, where else I be?
Yeah, this is a rude. So this is my homeboy Lionel Harris. Go ahead, brother. What's your question?
I'm live?
Yeah, you on the show.
First of all, wait a minute. First of all, I gotta say something. I heard somebody on here say black people get abortions because they can't afford the babies. What the hell you think the county is for? They have babies to get money, nigga. What the hell are you talking about? I know motherfuckers have babies to get money. I also heard that no man leaves a family because of a baby. That's a goddamn lie. Maybe your man didn't leave you, but I know plenty of niggas that were left females because they had a baby. Most of them getting abortions too. So what you saying is some bullshit,
Nobody
especially you
said
from
that
LA,
at any
sister.
point.
You should know better. First,
Well, you know
second of
what?
all,
Especially
the
if you
welfare was
saying
created.
something that I didn't say.
Wait, sister, you
First of
had all show, sister. Oh, sister,
Well,
you
you
had all show,
misquote me.
sister. Hey, first
Well, you
of all,
misquote me, though.
third of all, somebody said why the welfare was created. If you look up the Illuminati shit, the government the welfare system was created so they can get paid off of your dumb ass. They getting paid more off of welfare than your ass getting paid. The reason why your name is the reason why your name is in a certificate and it's built as a business because when you were born, when they sign your name over, you sign your rights over to the European. Your birth rights are sold to the European nation. So Google that. You don't even own yourself.
These sound like
trying to
conspiracy.
You
unlock
don't
your
even own
master
yourself.
account.
No. Your birth
Google it.
certificate. Your birth certificate.
You trying to unlock your master
What?
account, Nick?
The government, the
Illuminati's
government,
real.
the
They've even
government,
talked
the
about the
government
secret
taxes
societies
citizens
in
more to pay itself.
WikiLeaks.
It makes no sense.
You a sovereign
Like,
citizen?
okay,
They
these sound.
wait a
Yeah,
minute.
this is exactly what he sound like.
Google it.
Right now.
I will look, brother. I would happily get on the show and we can come on another show. And I would happily provide all this information for you. All y'all doing is looking at the surface. It's
We can
behind
provide
some shit
information
that
about
y'all even
anything,
know
man,
about.
but that don't make it
I have
factual.
all this information, brother. I would gladly show you this information.
Certificate is traded on the stock
When do you want to?
market.
I gotta show you. When do you want to come on my show, brother? I can gladly.
Brother,
Hey, one thing we gonna do, man, before we get all worked up, because we don't have much time left. That was his response. He said what he had to say. Any rebuttals to that?
Yeah, he misquoted me. I didn't say don't know. He misquoted me. I didn't say don't know man leave. Yeah, I didn't say don't know man leave.
Nothing. Rewind it.
Excuse me. You misquoted me. I did not say a man won't leave because of a baby. I said don't know social welfare make you leave your family. That's what I
you
said.
just said you lied to keep a man in the house. Why the hell you have to lie to keep a man in the house? Look, okay, if your man was a real man, why did you have to lie to keep him in the house to receive some benefits? That means your man couldn't take care of his responsibilities if you had to lie so he can stay in the house.
Right.
Keep it 100.
Yeah. He didn't. Right. He didn't have benefits. I didn't have benefits. Okay. So what? We both worked. Neither one of us had benefits. Now what?
So it goes back to what my brother was saying. You have to lie for the government to give you some benefits. So they give you benefits if you don't have a man in the house. It's a program, sister. They don't want no man in the house.
Right. But that don't mean he actually has to leave. That don't mean he actually has to leave. What are you talking about? That don't mean he left. That don't mean he actually left. Are we in bizarro world where people don't lie no more or something? Like what the hell?
You actually have to lie. I didn't say he actually left. I said you have to lie. And that's the point I'm trying to make. You have to lie for this man.
Okay, and I conceded that. And I conceded that. You do have to lie. Yes. You do. No, look, you do have to lie. Yes, I said that. You have to lie.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead. Hey, caller, this is your last question, and we're going to move on. Go ahead.
If the system wasn't racist, the Democrats or anybody who made these laws of separating families Could they make a law to bring families together? Like give people extra incentives if the husband is in the
Wait a
house.
minute.
Give
Wait a minute.
people extra
So the
incentives.
man. So wait.
I'm just
So
asking
the
you a question, yes
man
or no?
stipulation. Excuse
I
me.
asked you a
So the man
question, yes or no, sister?
So the man
If
stipulation
they
Wait,
only
wait.
apply to
implement
black
plans
families.
to
Wait,
separate,
hold on. You
hey, I'm
gotta
asking
let
you
her
a question, yes
respond.
or
She has
no?
to be able to respond. We need
You're
dialogue.
not
Go ahead.
answering the question. That's not the
That's
No,
question.
fine.
I stopped.
All right. Now
Look,
you go. I got that. Don't worry about that. She gonna respond, and that's how we gonna keep our dialogue.
I stopped listening when you come up with that bullshit about whatchamacallit, people
Because you didn't want to answer the
leaving
question.
their
I'm going.
families
I'm out. You didn't want to answer the question.
black
I'm
people.
out. You didn't
His
want to answer the
question
question. I'm
his
out.
question.
I'll talk to you later.
Hold
I'm
on,
out. You didn't want to answer the question. I'm out.
Before you get off, ask that question one more time.
He gone.
All
He
right,
Alright.
gone.
talk.
What was
Well,
the question,
I find
Dave?
it. I mean,
The
I find
question was.
this is where
The
I
question
kind of
was,
get at
if
conservatives
Go
and their
go
lack
ahead,
of
Ray.
not
consistency.
racist,
So
why
this is a
isn't the
funny thing.
system
So
making it
you would be okay.
okay for
You're
the men
okay
to
with
be
Wait,
in
one
the
wait, wait,
house
parent.
and
wait.
get the
Two
baby?
guys.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the question.
There we go, right there. Okay,
Welfare.
so the man being in the house, only relied on was only
Now
for
you're
black
okay
people.
with welfare. Now the
Okay,
tactician's all
hold
right.
on.
Now it's
Let's
all
do
So
this.
good.
wait a
Let's
minute.
do this.
So
Do
it
you
was
let?
only racist to
Tell
black
me.
people.
Hilarious.
The man in the
Well,
house
period.
shit
Mad at
was
your dad?
only applied to black people.
No. Hold up. It applies to everybody across the board.
Okay.
But when
Okay
we
then.
hold up. But who is it affecting the most?
That doesn't mean it's a racist
Black
system.
people.
What is it affecting? What is it affecting?
Affect everybody. Affect the
It
men.
affects everybody.
It is no.
If it
I'm gonna answer
applies
that
to
question.
everybody, then it affects
Black
everybody.
people disproportionately have it. What is your point? Please get to. What is your argument? What is your point?
This shit, bro.
He's
Is he
frozen.
frozen?
Oh, he
I'm
froze
frozen.
up.
Frozen.
But yeah, don't
He's like,
misquote me on here and
The
argue
system
about
can only take
and
so
argue
much
against some
bullshit.
shit that I didn't say. Because I didn't say nothing about. I didn't say nothing about no man won't leave. Man won't leave just because of baby. I said the welfare stipulation about the man being in the house.
We heard
Don't
you.
know social benefits. Make no man leave they family.
Right.
Period.
Right.
You can
Well,
hide
it
shoes
depends.
all you want
I
to,
wouldn't say
but he's
period.
still
I would say that
there.
everybody's different. So maybe you guys didn't do that, but I'm.
A
You
lot of
don't
people
know
don't because
what
Hey,
motivates
look, check
people.
this
You
out.
because the
know.
There's
shit didn't
liars
come
on
from
both
nowhere.
sides. There's liars on both
But
sides. There's racists on both sides. So stop trying to point out
I
one
think
side.
that
Both
there
sides
is
got liars and
racists
racists.
on both sides. I agree
Yes,
with
they
that
do.
statement.
That's a fact.
I agree because there's
Y'all keep pointing out it's
evil
liars,
is
it's racists
everywhere.
on this side.
Evil
It's
is
racists on
everywhere.
both
Can I tell
sides.
you a really good quote, real quick?
To me,
One of my
the whole
friends, Eric
system to me is the
Christie, had a
problem,
great
Right.
quote going
and it's
on.
it's upheld
Can
and
I finish?
maintained by
Can
both
I finish,
Democrats
Ray?
and
What
Yeah.
is it that
Republicans.
you
Go.
always interject when I'm talking?
She.
Let me finish
You
my
should
quote.
never say
sorry.
that.
I'm sorry. I was
You should
actually
never say
talking to
that.
my man
Stop
over there.
talk
Yeah.
blocking
You're the
me.
queen at that.
Stop talk blocking me.
Talk
So
blocking.
my
That's funny.
friend Eric Christie had a great quote, and I'm going to say it because it's a great quote. America right now does not have a systemically racist problem. It has a systemically Marxist problem. That's what's wrong with America.
And you the
They
same
Is it
person
have a
who don't
Marxist have a
believe in
systemic
Marxist
white
Marxist
privilege.
problem.
You the same person who don't believe
How
in
does
white
the
privilege.
all right, so nonsense aside
What?
about Marxism, because we're not even a Marxist country, so I don't know how we have a Marxist problem.
Oh yes, there's
When you look
communism
at
all over the place.
the
All you have to do is
when
be
you
in
look at
California.
when
There's
you look at
communism
a
all over the
study,
place.
when you look at
You know,
a
all these mask
scientific study
mandates and all that.
that
This is
Hold
when
on,
you
hold
look
on,
at
hold on.
let me get this out here.
Go
Let me get
ahead,
this out
Ray.
here. When you look at a study that literally says you collect information between black and white applicants, you only put the race of the applicant, and white people get 50% more of the callbacks than black people. What do you
That
call
is
that?
not true. I don't know what
Where's the
that
proof
It's
to that?
literally in a study. But what do you
Actually,
call that?
Where's the proof to that?
they
Show me the
literally
proof.
have to have a certain minority
I
in
will quote you the study
corporations.
right now, my man.
Okay,
It
wait,
is called the study is
before
I
y'all,
need
called.
the
before
Yeah,
y'all
proof.
it's
keep
I will
called
tell
the
you
talking,
the
Lipscomb
study
That's
right
study.
now.
racism. We got to
It
talk
is one
about
of the most
affirmative
comprehensive
action.
studies.
hey, I got
Affirmative
hey,
action.
hey,
Literally,
wait.
affirmative.
It is one of the most
Okay, Dave.
comprehensive.
Everybody muted.
He got to stop talking. We can hear the
Everybody
question.
muted. Get to what you
I'm
know.
saying, Dave got to stop talking.
Dave, you got to be quiet now. Now get on your
Dave,
question so we keep flowing.
Okay, Dave, check this out. Your girl don't believe in white privilege. Do you believe in white privilege?
All right, hold on. I gotta unmute you now.
Huh?
Let me
I'm
unmute
just saying,
everybody.
wait.
Hold on, Dave. Hold on, Dave. Hold on, Dave. Yeah, her name's Shiva.
Shiva
My bad. I
don't
forgot to
believe
put
in white
everybody's
privilege.
names up
I
there.
do not
Shiva,
believe in
wait,
white
wait.
privilege.
Wait, Shiva.
I work for
Wait.
predominantly
Hold up.
black folks
you got mad
families
earlier
and
when
I've
somebody
taken
cut you
care
off,
of their
look at you cutting me
kids.
off.
I've walked their
Let
dogs.
me,
I've
okay,
done
we're not talking
That has
about that.
nothing to do with white
this
privilege.
white privilege bullshit
Oh
has
my
to stop.
God, Jesus.
Okay, cool. Now Shiva, that's cool. Now Dave,
I want to hear the question.
go ahead.
Okay, this is a question. Shiva don't believe in white privilege. Do you believe in white
No.
privilege?
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Okay.
Hear you.
I do not. I don't believe in white privilege.
And you black? Damn.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Where you grew up at?
Damn.
What does that mean?
Where you grew up at?
Bro, I grew up in New York, East New York, Brooklyn.
Okay, cool. Hey, well, he answered your question. That's I
Okay,
know.
I can't say no.
He
Okay.
answered your question. Let's move on to the next.
Beverly Hills, New
I
York
got
or
a
some
question for
shit.
you. Okay, now I can ask you a question. So you believe in white privilege. So can you define white privilege to me? What's white privilege? And show me that there's something like white privilege in America today.
Do you see people get pulled over by the police, black and white people? Do you see the difference with that?
Bro, that's not white privilege.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry to tell you
Wow.
that's not privilege.
I'll gladly
like
define white privilege. I'll gladly
I'm
define it.
curious
That's
to
not
know
white
what
privilege.
Dave
Ray
thinks
gonna
white
explain it to you,
privilege is.
But it can be the same pullover.
I don't believe in it.
They will come to the
Go
car.
ahead.
Hey, how's it going? Very
Can
nice.
I- can I define it?
Hands on the gun, all this. Okay, but go ahead.
Bro,
Ray.
I get
All right.
pulled every
Go ahead,
time.
Ray.
I get
Wait,
pulled
wait,
every
wait,
time.
wait.
I'll
Like,
gladly
yeah, how
define
you
it.
doing?
Okay.
What?
All right, Dave. Hold on. Go ahead, Ray.
Okay,
Define what
everybody
white
needs to
privilege
watch
means.
Chris Rock.
I would
Whitewash.
say white
Chris
privilege
Rock,
is.
How not to get your ass
Hold on.
beat by the
Let's
police.
hear Ray.
Now,
go
now
ahead.
she
Nobody
complained about
care
me
about no
interrupting
damn
her,
Chris
right?
Rock.
Now she
Good.
complained
Ray,
about
go
me
ahead.
interrupting
All right, go ahead, Ray.
Now,
Go ahead, Ray.
white privilege is a distinct set of social, economic advantages that favor white people. That is plenty
Okay,
within
can
this
you
country. White people have
can you
not been
mention one?
redlined against. I'll give you several. I done told you the employment
Okay.
study already. If you look at
That's
white
going on
people and
today.
black
That's
people who
affecting.
apply,
That's affecting black
yeah,
people.
it's
Yes,
going on
that
today,
is a
my
recent
guy. It's
study.
going on today. That is a recent
That's a
study.
recent
It's
study.
happening today. If you look at prison sentencing, if a black person and a white person commit the same crime and they have similar backgrounds of criminal offending, similar backgrounds of education and family structure, the black person typically gets the longer sentence than the white person. That is racism, my man. What do you call that? When you have your judicial system disproportionately sentencing black people versus white people in similar circumstances. What do you call that?
I got one more example.
Prove
I got
it.
one more
Prove
example
it.
real quick.
I want
Go
to
ahead,
got one
Bev.
more example
Go
real
ahead,
quick.
Bev.
Okay, so this chick, right, married to a white dude, going ahead, get the house approved, get it what do you call it, assessed or whatever like that for its value. Okay, she had the pictures up in the
I
house
remember this one.
of the couple, white with her and her white husband, right? They assessed the house down in value. They call somebody else out there, okay, to go ahead and assess the house. This time she puts all the pictures up. It's just the husband, just the white husband. They assessed that same goddamn house for a higher price.
What do
Same
you
folk,
call
Okay,
that?
same company.
So I said that's an isolated situation. This is not an
Oh
American.
my God.
Okay.
general
Now wait a minute. What about the
That's an
sentencing thing I told you
isolated-
about? What about the sentencing thing I told you about?
What?
Because that's not
Okay,
just
bro.
not just one or two incidents.
You gotta prove it to
What
me.
do you
Wait,
call
show
that?
me. Show
Hey,
me
you
the
know it's a
person.
lot of white people
Let
that
me tell
believe
you
in white
something about
privilege.
that. Let me tell you something about that.
That
Niggas-
know about white
niggas-
privilege.
A lot of niggas can't afford offenders, right? Right?
Your
Niggas
dollar
got
ticket.
lawyers.
I already told you. It
Niggas
already
got
accounts
great.
for that.
Hold
You
on.
can't use that.
Lawyers.
It already
when you got
accounts
a
for
good
that.
lawyer.
It already
Listen,
accounts
I'm
for the
say
lawyers. You cannot use
I'ma
that.
say
I told
something.
you.
Hold on,
I told you.
bro.
Okay,
They're
cool.
similarly situated.
Let's hear him out, Ray. You got it though.
Hold up, bro. All right. Lawyers, good lawyers don't know the law. Good lawyers, they know the judge. You get what I'm saying? If someone gets a low sentence, it's because the lawyer did a great job. This is not about the color of your skin, bro. It's not about the color of your skin.
Okay, so let me tell you the problem. Let me tell you the problem with this thought process. Can I rebuttal to this? Can I rebuttal to this?
If you want to talk about privilege, let's talk about these crimes going on today.
Can I rebuttal to this point? Can I rebuttal to this point? Let me rebuttal to this point. Let me
All
rebuttal
right,
to
go ahead.
this
Hey, Dave, let's hear from Ray rebuttal to your point.
So there's a problem with your assessment.
Wait, Ray, hold on. Let's hear him out, then you go right after.
BLM rioted our country for 6 months. Burnt down our country for 6 months, right? No, what's the arrest? What's the charges? But all of a sudden, Trump supporters want to protest out the Capitol. Oh, everybody getting arrested. Everybody
my
getting
friend
arrested.
Gina
One day.
spent 40 days in jail without even a
One
bed.
day.
We're getting off
sleeping on
topic.
the floor with a
BLM
fucking
Topic
blanket.
started.
Hold up.
We're not even talking
BLM
about the
is
same thing
burning
anymore.
Countries, cities down, federal buildings, police
And
stations
before
down.
he's going off on a different subject, and I want to respond to the last claims he made. Am I able to do that?
Hold up, bro. The 2 black girls who try to
my man, you're
carjack
going
the
off
man.
on a different topic. You're not
Hold
addressing.
up,
You're not
this is-
staying on topic.
It's the same
Bro,
thing. It's
I'm showing
privilege.
you.
It's not the
not like
same
white
thing at all. We were
privilege.
talking about
It's black
sentencing disparities. You're now talking
Black.
about Black Lives Matter riots. How are these? These are dissimilar. These are
Okay,
two
so
different
so
things.
so hold on. Listen, Ray.
Let me-
Ray. Go ahead and ask the question again.
It's a myth.
Ray, go ahead and ask the question again, and then let's make it
So
a
my
direct
question. No, it's not even a question. The problem with your assessment, David, is that for one, you have to prove that that's the reason why that is disproportionate. You're just guessing. That's an assumption at best. So no, that's not how it works. You don't just get to look at data and say, well, I think it's this, and therefore it is this. You're just basically telling me that's what it is.
That's what
What I gave you, and I will gladly, and if you want to, and if you wait, if you want to, I will send you every study that I have quoted here during this conversation for you to read for yourself. I'll gladly do that for you because I know all the names.
No, people watching.
So let's get off of that for now.
So
you can't sit back. You can't just sit back and say. You can't just sit back and say and assume that all the white people have all the good lawyers and then just say that's the reason why they're getting off. That's not how that works.
Bro, so you're acting like black people don't get low sentences as well? Oh, so
that's
every
not
black
what I'm
person
saying at all. You're addressing the stuff. You're building is that when you have, Steve, you interrupt me. You didn't want me to interrupt you. You didn't want me to interrupt you. I'm still going. It's not your turn yet. It's my turn still. So when you have, David, when you have black offenders and you have white offenders that are similarly situated, meaning you adjust for all meaningful factors when it comes to sentencing, black people get more time on average than white people. That is, I need you to tell me what that is. If that is not racism, my man, what does you call that? What do you call that? That's not racism or privilege.
Ooh. Ray, are you finished? Because now I'm about to mute them.
I'm done. But I do want David to answer that question.
Okay, cool. I'm about to mute you and unmute Dave. So hold on. Let's unmute Dave. Dave, you're now unmuted, and Shiva's unmuted. Let's answer the question directly. Let's not veer off to anything else.
All right, my thing is what you're saying is not proven. It's not proven. That's your opinion. All right, there's nothing proven about black people are getting more sentences. This is what from your point of view. This is what you're seeing. Okay, this is not facts. You got to make facts. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying that literally. You're saying all the black people will get convicted, they will get charged, and all the white people will get charged.
That's not what he said. That's not what he said.
Right. You only watch Fox News. I
black
can tell.
People get charged. Are you serious?
That's not what he said.
This is not facts.
That's not what he said. That's not even what he said, though.
Okay, repeat the question, please. Ray, repeat the question.
Because he's clearly not intent on addressing me, honestly.
I said it's
no, you're not. You're not.
He didn't say all black people either.
For one, I said on average, meaning not all. That is literally the definition of average.
Okay, on average, it's not facts.
Let me finish.
Not facts.
This is not my opinion. This was studied by people who work in the prison system, whose livelihood depends on this. This has been studied and verified as fact. This is not my opinion.
Okay,
I need you to tell me. What I need you to tell me is that if that is not racism to you, if that's not structural racism to you, then what is it?
It's not racism.
What do you call that?
Because
what do you
like
call
I said, it's not facts. You're not proving anything to people watching. You're just saying this. This is what you're saying.
I mean, if that's the logic, we're all just saying shit.
Can I ask
We're all just saying shit.
Hey, all right, cool. Hey, let's go to
We're gonna go by race.
So you don't believe in systematic racism either, right, Dave?
Done by.
No,
what does that have to do with
what
anything?
is the highest rate of violent crimes? What race has the highest rate?
Okay, so I'm gonna kill this before we get off into
it depends on what type of crime you're talking about.
Hold on, let me kill this right quick before we
everybody can't talk.
I'm asking a
Let
question.
me kill this right quick. I'm
Somebody
gonna answer.
my
I'm gonna
question.
answer. Let me
Talking
kill
about
this right
bombs?
quick before we
All
get
right,
off that.
let's hear from
Because
Shiva. Let's hear from Shiva with her question, and then you answer it, Ray.
My question
I heard the
is,
question. I just want to tell her what it is.
what
What it's
is,
about.
well, let me finish so everybody hears it. What is the percentage? Okay, we're going by race. What percentage has the highest rate of violent crimes?
Okay, so
What race?
here's what I'm gonna do before we even get off into that tangent. For starters, David still not answered the question. He has not told me whether or not it's racism.
I
I
answered
just
your
want to put
question,
that
bro.
out there.
It's
Okay,
Well, no,
cool.
you said it's not
question.
racism, but you haven't told me what
There's
it
no-
is. You've not answered the
It's
question.
not racism.
So let's
It's not
I
a
said,
fact.
what do you call it? I asked you, what do you call it? And I also told you I will gladly send you this study when we are done here tonight. Just remind me. 2, Shiva, what you are doing right now is creating a red herring. This is a red herring. If I have
How is that
50
red
black
herring? It's a
people,
Okay, you got to
I'm gonna
listen,
tell you.
Shiva.
I'm about to
Shiva,
tell
I had
you.
everybody
Just
shut
wait a
up.
second, I'll tell you.
All right,
You
gotta
listen,
mute
I'll
you.
tell you. So if I have 200 200 people in the community, 50 of them are black, and the remaining are white, and 50 black and 45 black people get arrested for murder, and only 25 white people get arrested for murder. Just because there are more black murders, that does not justify disproportionate sentencing. So you can leave the 1350 talk at home.
Okay, let's unmute Shiva.
See how many? I said percentage-wise, it has
I just
the
said
most
1350.
violent.
Yeah, and
1350. You can
that
leave it
percentage
at home.
that percentage stuff is bullshit because the
Why?
thing is that you
That's how you
can't
do
sit
it.
here. No, you can't sit here and categorize the whole race as blacks commit more crimes than anybody else when it's literally less than 1% of the black population that's
Right.
But
committing
even
the
if you
violent
could,
crime.
that
it does not
percentage.
No, that's
justify
not true.
disproportionate
No, I
sentencing.
said
Hey,
percentage.
I'm
No.
on mute.
That
No.
doesn't, you don't know
No.
math. You don't
No,
know
nobody's
math.
muted.
No, I know
You're not
math.
muted.
I went
You're
to
not muted.
CAMS. I know math, honey.
Well, you
That's
just
my
you
favorite
just didn't make
subject
any
too,
Math
so.
is flawed.
It doesn't even
No,
make
I did make sense because
No,
less
if
than
14%
1% of the
race
no.
of our America is black, but they
Because
are
see,
We're
committing
somebody
talking
has a
about the
problem with
percentage in
statistics
America,
now.
not the percentage in the black community. In
Well, see,
entire
that's the
America.
problem because people. Let me tell you, people use that statistic like black people commit 50% of all violent crimes. Yeah, and they use that as a reason to go ahead and
53%.
treat black people a certain way or black people in
No, I
communities a
don't think
certain
you
does
way.
it
should
have?
Exactly.
Does
No,
it have
but
to be
anybody
so?
certain
but
way.
it
Let her
does.
finish.
It,
Let her
it,
But
finish.
it does. Excuse me, but it does. That's the reason why you brought it up.
Yeah,
No,
but
Because it's
I
to
Exactly.
said
say,
is it
because
it's
true
to
You
we're
that
say,
only
talking
bring
about
that
no,
up
that,
true that black
Don't
excuse
tell
me,
me why I brought it up. I
excuse
don't
me.
let
true.
Come on,
people speak for
people.
me. I don't
That
let
is
people
the
speak for
I don't
me.
want
reason,
to be cut off.
I don't
that
speak
is the
for you.
reason
Don't
why you
speak for
brought it
me.
up.
Don't speak for me. Don't speak for me.
Okay.
I still
All
want
I don't
Dave
right.
to
speak
tell
for
me
All
if
right.
you.
that's
I
not
don't
So,
speak for
racism. What
you.
is
I
it?
speak for
okay. I
I'm
myself.
got
still
you.
waiting for him to tell
I
me.
got
Okay,
you.
so
I got you.
listen, I only brought it up because we're talking about incarceration. So I'm asking you a simple question. What race has the highest percentage of violent crime? And if 14% of the population is black, why is it such a high percentage of violent crime coming from the
What does that
black
have to do with
community?
disproportionate
Okay.
sentencing
So
like
how
I've been
about
talking
this?
Because
about?
So
that's
how
a
about
part of
this?
it. If the
Excuse me.
crime is different,
So you
if
believe
it's a
because there are
violent
Excuse
more
me.
crime, of
black
course
Excuse
there's
me.
gonna be more
murderers
So,
people
that there
so
should be
excuse
incarcerated.
me.
They have a
Excuse me.
disproportionate
violent
So
sentencing?
why
crime.
are there? So excuse
Let me
me.
finish.
You
Let me
don't got no
finish what I'm saying. Let
statistics,
me finish what
and
I'm
you
saying. I'm
keep
not
saying
Let
finished.
things.
Hold on.
Send them to you. I keep saying I'll
Let
send
me
them to you.
finish what I'm
So let me
saying.
go ahead and mute
My
everybody
girlfriend.
besides Shiva. Shiva, make your point. I'm gonna bring everybody, and you have to allow them to rebuttal. They're muted for
I
you.
know. I just wanted to finish. I didn't
Okay,
get to finish my thought.
nobody can talk but
My
you.
girlfriend, who did not violently hurt anybody, did not break the Capitol, did not assault a police officer. She's white. She does eyelashes in Beverly Hills. Been doing it for 16 years. Just spent 40 days in prison, on a floor without a bed and a blanket, and got sick there. Okay, so don't tell me that there is white privilege. Okay, my girlfriend just got, taken in for nothing. She didn't even do anything. While they have black people burning down people's businesses with BLM and destroying property and killing people. There's murder too. That black business owner got murdered, by the way.
I guarantee you
children
she did
died.
something. She just didn't tell your ass. She did something. You ain't going to jail for 40 days and you ain't do nothing.
Okay,
No,
cool.
she was at the Capitol. They wanted to make us.
She
look
was
like
at the
we're
Capitol.
Oh,
we
I
can't
gotta
see
stop
it.
everybody now. Hey, that's
False
cool. She was at the Capitol. She was probably up there saying the Pledge of Allegiance, whatever she was doing. You made your point. We're gonna leave that point right there.
Yeah.
I have a caller that I'm gonna go ahead and move to because y'all not about to fuck my page up. I love all y'all, but yeah, we're not gonna go there. So I'm gonna leave it. I have a caller. I have a caller. Caller, welcome to the show. Welcome to this People's Forum. Please let me know who your question is for, and then go ahead with the question.
My question is for Shiva. So, at what point when somebody commits a crime do you consider race as far as a crime being committed? Because shouldn't crime just be crime? What does it matter? If somebody robs a bank, right, and they take a ski mask, why would you bring up their race if a crime is a crime? Shouldn't it only be classed as a felony or misdemeanor? Why is race important?
No, because people are talking about stereotyping. So this is what's so crazy nowadays. We used to be able to say, okay, the perpetrator, you have to know what they look like so we can find them. We used to go, okay, bank robbery just happened and it was an Asian, 50-year-old man that was like 5'2". Now they can't even say that because it's against PC. So we can't even know what the criminal looks like nowadays. That makes things very dangerous for us. That we are so politically correct that you can't even tell what the person looks like because it's now racist. That makes it dangerous.
But that's not true though, because I've been conservative, Republican my entire life, right? Ross Perot, Bush. I mean, I can name people other than Trump, right?
Bush
and the reality to it is this: is that
he's not a conservative.
But I grew up conservative Republican my entire life, and I would say, there's a beautiful girl. There goes, that person's, attractive. It would never have a race to be brought up. Nobody walks up and says that's one beautiful black woman, that's one beautiful white woman. I believe it became more paramount with the Trump Republicans and the conservatives nowadays. They want to make race an issue.
No, that was not us. We did not make it an issue. We don't judge people by the color of their skin. We judge them by the content of their character. That's a difference.
Okay, so can you tell me why? Can you tell me why the Trump Republicans or Trump conservatives destroyed the vigil in downtown LA?
They did not. Oh, those. Well, first of all, there's derelicts on both sides. Okay, and we are not. I know who did that, and I'm not for that. We are not part of that group. Okay, they're around us, and they came to my rallies, but they. Let me tell you something about Republicans.
So why didn't you go? Since you're a figure.
Let me finish what I was saying.
All right, caller, please let her finish.
We do not have a hive mind mentality. Conservatives can be a very big spectrum of thought. Okay. Now the far left, they're very much have a beehive mentality where they think exactly the same almost. But our conservatives, we have conservatives that might actually be for abortion. Okay. But they like the other policies. They like lower taxes. They like less government. They like less red tape. But that's why you can't put us all in the same thing. I always say that because we're so different. We have arguments in-house all the time because we don't agree in a lot.
With you being a prominent figure in the Beverly Hills area, why didn't you make a statement or release a statement and denounce their actions in downtown LA?
Hey, what actions?
Why do I need to do that?
Hold up, Shiva.
I don't have to take part of something that's not
the actions of the people that you guys associate with destroying a vigil.
Hold up, Shiva. What actions?
Everybody knows that I've given Angie and Lucas.
They destroyed a vigil for a dead person. They destroyed it in downtown LA.
We called them out. We called it out and we told him.
Exactly.
I told him the guy who did it. I walked up to his face and I said, bro, that's disrespectful as fuck, bro. And you're trying to make everybody look bad, bro. We don't do that shit. We told him to his face. Recently, we did that on Instagram. We did it and we told them, listen, someone passed away, bro. I don't give a fuck if that person is a liberal. I don't give a fuck, what that person was. But you go to someone's memorial and go mess it up. I told the dude to his face, bro. You don't do that. You don't do that.
Yeah, we said it. That was a very stupid move. We
did call it out. I told the guy straight up to his face. And we don't.
That's who y'all rolling with, though. Y'all
rolling with. So
publicly,
actually, most of the people that are in my group are pissed off at those two.
Hey, big bro. Actually, recently we just did it again. We put all my homies that I know on the conservative side they all posted on their pages that listen, these guys, we do not rock with them. We do not move
Yeah.
with them. If you see these guys, they're not with us because they trying to make
Yep.
everybody look bad. Okay, they doing
Exactly.
all these unnecessary things. Making everybody look bad. We're talking about Lucas. We're talking about the Asian chick. We don't fuck
Angie
with
and
them.
Lucas.
We don't
Yes.
fuck with them. We
Nope.
don't fuck with them.
We're not
Straight
happy
up.
with those two. We're not
I
happy
saw
with
that.
them.
I
Okay,
saw that.
Wait,
And I
it
wait,
went
wanted
wait,
to
wait,
it
wait,
went
wait.
so viral.
Wait. Let me say this. Did all this come after she started saying the N word or before she started saying the N word? Because I
No,
thought y'all was
they've
I
all
been
didn't
over
doing
the
this
know.
place.
way
First of all,
before.
No,
these
she
are
got comfortable
acquaintances.
saying the N word.
These are not my close friends. These are acquaintances. These are people that we see at
These are just
rallies.
people who show up to
We
the
didn't,
rallies and
they
events.
look like they're more about getting popularity, so they have to do wild things. That's
Right.
Yeah,
not
Talking about
us.
F
We're trying
China,
to
that's
save
stupid as fuck.
America.
That's stupid as fuck.
yeah,
F China? What?
yeah.
I know. It's
Well,
stupid.
so
I mean,
it went to a
I
Now,
point
told
where
I
you that.
actually
it
see
went
Fuck
so
China. Fuck
viral.
China. I actually agree with
It
that.
went so viral that D.L.
Come
Hughley
on now.
posted,
How you gonna say? But you
retweeted,
worried
and
about
posted
babies,
about
but
it,
you're
as
not worried
well as
about
Kathy
China.
Griffin.
Wait, say it again.
So you don't care
Kathy
about other people.
Griffin and D.L. Hughley, they retweeted it. They retweeted that they're
Well,
fucking
Kathy
monsters.
Griffin is a satanic, you know, person. I mean, that gal, she's part of the Illuminati, Freemasonry. So I
I
could
don't
care
know.
less
D.L.
what Kathy
Hughley's a
Griffin
respected
thinks.
comedian, so I don't know about all that. But I mean,
No,
I
she's
just
a
want to
what
let you know
disgusting human
that they
being.
were retweeted.
These people
what
have been on the island of, the what is it, Pedo Island. So Kathy was
so
on the
I
flight
don't believe
logs
D.L.
of
Hughley
Pedo
has ever
Island.
been on a pedophile island.
what
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm gonna
You
say
got,
is
I'd
she
have
was
to
on the
fact check
flight
you on
log.
that
She's on
one.
the flight log.
what
These
I'm gonna
people
say
are
is
D.L.
what I'm gonna
Hughley's
say
on the flight
is
log? I don't believe
Maybe it's
that.
somebody
what.
else.
Hey,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
bro, real
Oh,
quick though,
I
real
know
quick.
so.
What
All
I'm
right,
gonna
go
say
go
is
go
I've
ahead,
been part
Dave.
of Hollywood.
Go ahead.
I've
what
been
I'm
part
gonna
of
say
Hollywood.
is
I was
what
in
I'm gonna say
Vegas.
is
Oh,
she's not
okay.
letting me talk. What I'm gonna say is those guys, they're not part of anybody. Nobody that I know is friends with those people. We're not friends with those people. We don't even know these fools from anywhere. Okay, these fools just show up to events that that we show up to as well. Like we don't know these fools, and when we saw the certain things that they do, that moment we posted on our pages, letting our people and our followers know that listen, we do not rock with these guys. Whenever you see these guys, she's not with us. They're not with us. So we made that known, and
I
we
think
called
it's
them out.
opportunists. They're
Just to
just
answer your
opportunists.
question.
All right, well,
Just
hold
to
on.
answer your
Well, well,
question.
well, 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 let
That
me let
kind
me
of
let me say
remind
this.
me of
But I
Hold
how
on.
do
them
believe in
BLM
Fuck
rallies
China.
went.
Hold
China
on,
has
hold on,
fucked
hold
us
on, hold
so
on.
hard. So
Shiva,
I believe in
Go
Shiva,
that.
ahead. Go ahead,
Shiva,
everyone.
Shiva, Shiva. You did a good job, man. Calm down a little bit. I told you we're gonna do that dialogue. I just want to say this: that Angie and Lucas, they were on my show last week. They will be they'll be coming back in the next week or so because she said some things that I don't too much care for. Oh shit! Hold on, my battery's low. She will be coming back. Her I'm not sure the whole relationships and all that stuff, but because she needs to explain herself. Because you know what, I come around these people and I see them all the time. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
she will be back on the show to talk about that with a couple of people because at this point she's consistently using the N word and all that stuff, and that's something
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
happy
sick.
with,
That's
and it also
uncalled for.
endangers a lot of conservatives that are around because if somebody from the other side come around and start shooting, the bullet don't belong to nobody. Shit, everybody can get it. So we're gonna address that,
Exactly.
whether she believe it or not. I gotta change this battery. I'm sorry, we've been this show too long. My bad.
Um,
Go ahead.
which Yeah, I want to get my question out since BLM was brought up or whatever
Awesome.
like that. Do y'all make a distinction or do y'all know that there is a distinction between BLM, the organization, and people on the streets who just holler out BLM?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I know there's some very good people that don't really understand. I actually talked to this guy. He was holding his girlfriend's hand and he was walking, he had a BLM hat on. And I said, "Did you know? Have you ever gone to the Black Lives Matter website?" And he said, "No." And I said, "You should go on." And I actually showed him a screenshot of what they want. They believe in basically taking the father out of the home, and they
Yeah.
want a society free of ageism, which sounds like pedophilia to me. and finding out that one of
Outside of
the
what?
leaders, yeah,
Repeat
ageism,
repeat
a
that.
tree of ageism, which to me
Ageism.
pushes ageism, which for me pushes pedophilia. And when I did some research, one of the guys that was a leaders was they found pedophilia on his phone, and another one was child trafficking. So there you go. Some of the leaders are really, really despicable people. Not the three main ones; these were the others, but the other ones are Marxists, which we
Yeah,
all know
I
Karl
don't
Marx
even
Okay,
was.
like. Why are we get?
so
Why are
go
we getting?
ahead, Ray.
Honestly, I want to know why are we getting distracted with the Black Lives Matter, the organization. I want to talk about the things that are actually happening in the Black community. This doesn't even sound like a fruitful conversation.
No,
Wait,
it
hold
What I
on, real
doesn't.
want to
quick.
know
And
is
No, because
people
Before.
think that they actually care about Black lives. They don't. These are
Okay,
opportunists. They made a lot of money
okay.
off of
I don't
A1,
this.
care.
let's move
I
on,
don't care.
A1.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Before
about
we go to
yes,
A1,
that,
Black
let's
Lives
move
Matter.
on. What time is
I
it?
got a caller. because I'm about to we want to end the
10
show
o'clock.
shortly. But yeah, and I
Okay.
appreciate you, Dave. I know because they're on the East Coast and Georgia and stuff like that, so it's real late for them. I definitely appreciate you guys staying on. But caller, are you there?
I'm here, buddy.
All right, caller. What's your question and who is it directed to?
Man, I'm the director to all the people that be talking about this racism. You feel me? This all look, man. Racism, racist, right? I mean that you a competitor. You feel me? You're in competition. You feel me? Everything is about sex, women. You feel me? You cannot. A white man ain't gonna be like, yeah, the black man is great, and then he end up mating and end up ending the whole white race. You feel what I'm saying? Black men can end white people just by having sex with them. They gotta keep black men down and keep them under so that you know what I mean. They can survive. If they said black men is great, and then black men went out there and had sex with all the white men kids, there wouldn't be no more white people. So it gotta be some kind of, you feel me? It's gonna always be, it always gonna be some kind of competitiveness. Racism. Think about the word racism. Nigga, you competitive. You feel me? These white people, yeah, of course the white man gonna be in power and run shit. You feel me? But at the end of the day, bro, you gotta be competitive. Black people gotta see what's going on, see who's winning, and we gotta see everything, bro. We can't be on no side, no Democrat, Republican, none of that, man. You feel what I'm saying? It's deeper than all this, dog. Y'all talking about like racism, like about racism, man. White supremacy, that's what it is, bro. Racism, everybody should be racist. Everybody should be competitive. Everybody should know that, yeah, you can't beg the white man, Black Lives Matter. Nah, you got to show that Black Lives Matter. You feel what I'm saying? At the end of the day, dog, it's just simple as that, dog. Ain't no fucking such thing as no motherfucking racism. If you want, everybody racist. You feel me?
All right.
Everybody racist. You feel what I'm saying? It's a competition. You feel what I'm saying? Who winning the motherfucking race? That's the motherfucking question. You feel what I'm saying? Now, white supremacy is where a white boy is running, is in the jail. They look in the jail. Go to jail. You'll see all the CEOs white and majority of the city. You'll see all the judges white and majority of the city. You'll see all the lawyers either Jewish or white and majority of the city. You'll see all the police white and majority of the city. That's what black people be saying when they say that, you know what I mean? These white people running everything. They running every fucking thing. And construction, jobs, everything. White people run every fucking thing. And they keep the black men down. And it's the first time that white people understood what the fuck black people go through. Because I seen y'all get treated like niggas with Trump. They treated y'all like niggas. If you supported Trump, they said you was a racist. They said this, and you might not be a racist. But they said you was. They stereotyped you. They treated you like how they treated black men. At the end of the day, that's how it
That's
went
true.
down. And I'm done, A1, man. I'm done, man. I had to give them that real shit, man.
A1.
All right,
I'm
bro.
done, bro.
Hey, so I just saw the chat. So the guy we
Call
were
from
talking about, Lucas,
Yeah.
and the girl, the Asian
to
girl that said
accept,
the
press
N word.
1. To send a voice.
He's in your chat right now. Social dystopia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody in the chat, just that's what we're talking about. Social dystopia.
Wait,
That's the full.
Hey, I'm about to bring him on the line. Who is this? Okay, hold on real quick.
So
Let me
yeah, that's the full in the chat.
hold on. No.
Look at what he said. He said,
Caller, are you there?
I just popped in this and a bunch of angry black men. What's
Call
new?
Caller, are you there?
What is this dude talking about?
Caller, are you there?
Angry black.
That's that Lucas dude.
Lucas.
Yup. This is Lucas.
Hey, bro, listen. This what we. This what. Hey, Lucas. This what I'm gonna do. No, hold on, real quick. Lucas. When you want to come for dialogue, bro, I got it all day. So if you come with the, like, you know,
dialogue
the clowns,
all the way, man.
Yeah. If not,
I'm here all about dialogue.
Bro, are you not drinking right now? Are you?
Yes, he is.
If you are, it's cool, bro. I can get with you another time. But you're not gonna come here and clown. We can come and talk all day. I welcome to the show last week. I want to show you a lot of respect. Okay, bro. So I'm letting you know personally that don't come with the buzz. You can promote social dystopia all the fuck you want, but come in here and talk. It's not about laughing because you just said some real insulting shit, and you gotta chill out on that, bro. The same thing I tell Ben. Just I got you, and I don't give a fuck if they angry or not. So yeah, let's keep it real, bro. We in the same streets. We see each other all the time. And I tell you that I care about everybody's safety. All the fucking conservatives hanging out, I care about their safety first. Fuck this show. Fuck whatever's going on, bro. Like, you got real street niggas you fuck with that will come out and fuck you up.
Yeah.
I don't want that for you, and I'm sorry for hearing that shit. So, bro, you got it. You got to understand. People get angry about shit. So I don't care if you're doing it, bro, to get subscribers. It's cool. But like I told you, if you're gonna talk about black people, talk about Jews, talk about Asians, talk about white people. Then I could be like, well, damn, you know what? He's fucking saying racist shit about everybody. I could deal with it better. But point out black people. That's fine. Now go ahead with your question or whatever you got to say.
Careful.
All right. So you already know. Everybody should already know. You know, drop the anger, drop the hate, and you know, people. We all see race. You know how these fake ass Christians always say, "Oh, I don't see color." Now we all see color, okay, but color is not the issue. That's the thing. So when I say angry black man, why does that have to be some kind of racist crap? Okay, like look, obviously y'all black. Well, I'm not talking about you. You're not angry, obviously, but they're angry and they're black. That's what I fucking that's just how it is. That's fact. That's fact.
I don't
That's
see anyone angry on this.
So you talking about on this show?
There's nobody angry on the show.
Well, see,
yeah,
someone
was just going
hold
up.
up.
Someone was just going up
Wait,
saying,
Luke, who angry on the show? Call their names. Everybody names on front. Who angry?
The caller. I'm talking about the caller, man. I'm talking about the caller. The caller that was going up saying that.
It was black.
Yeah. How do you know?
Oh, he was black. I can tell. Oh, he was black.
How you know
he was
black. Man, come on, man.
I know.
Okay, Lucas,
but
get to
we
your
gonna
question.
act like ain't no racial disparities in hiring when you on an interview phone.
Lucas, go ahead and get to your question.
Which my question, for the record, still was not told. What is it if it's not racist? I just want to know what it is. I still have not.
I do got a question.
Lucas, go ahead with your question.
I do got a question.
All right, go ahead, brother.
I do got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you guys understand that the mainstream media and the race hustlers are trying to turn black and white people against each other so they can have a race war? And you guys realize
we don't
right?
need that, man. We got history. We got history. We got well documented history.
Okay, wait. I have a follow-up.
Divide and conquer.
We don't need the race hustlers.
Yeah,
we literally have real life and history.
I have a follow-up.
I didn't know a thing about. I didn't know who Al.
All right, Lucas. Okay, what are we? They understood your question. What's your next question, Lucas?
Tell Lucas to tell Angie to stop saying the N-word.
Go ahead, Lucas.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No. That was a one-time thing, guys. We need to get over it. But look. I have a follow-up. So do you realize though, if white people see, look, I'm Spanish, Mexican, Cuban, but I'm the only one in my family that came out blonde hair, blue eyed, and light skin.
Okay, get to your question. We've heard that before, Lucas. I want to hear your question, brother.
Do you realize that if so-called white people, so-called black people, if they got along and had no problems, didn't trip about colors of their skin, didn't make it an issue, you realize if we got along, the New World Order, the mainstream media, the fucking everyone that's in control would have nothing to go off of. They would have nothing to
Truth.
go off of, and we would just make them look silly as fuck. I'm telling you,
Exactly. I like
if
that.
we could,
That I like.
But we have to agree. We have to agree that there's a problem first. That's the problem. We can't even get black people
yeah,
to agree that there's sentencing
We
disparities.
gotta
It's just
stop
opinions.
treating.
So when
Let's stop
we
treating each
start
other
being
differently.
able to
Period. How's
agree
that?
on we have
How's
to be able
that?
to agree
I
on what
mean, that's
reality
real
is.
easy to say treat everybody the same after we've been treated all fucked up forever. I mean, that's real
Yeah,
easy to
It's
say
still
exactly.
that
We
all
have
better.
to
after the
we have
fact.
to
Everybody
Everybody's
acknowledge the
got
been
treated
problem.
treated
fucked up.
fucked up by
Black people
somebody.
not the
Come
only
See,
ones
this
got
on.
this
treated
is why
fucked
we
up.
can't get along. It's the deflection. Everybody got treated
Everybody
fucked up.
got
So
treated
fuck
fucked
what
up.
happened to
Everybody
black
has
people collectively.
enemies. Everybody
We
does.
didn't
Let's
say
stop.
nobody
Evil
said
is always going to be
otherwise. Who
around.
said
You're never
otherwise?
going to get rid of
Nobody said
evil.
No, who
You're
said
otherwise.
never going to
otherwise?
get
When
rid
we
of
argue,
evil.
Who
You're never
said
going to
who
get rid
said
of evil.
otherwise? You see how you
who
see how you
said
try to
who
make
said that?
yourself a
look,
victim when we
You're
talking
never
about
well,
going to
black
get
well,
rid
people?
can,
of
can I
evil.
just say this?
Glad you saw it.
Can I just say this? I'm
Go
not,
ahead,
I'm
bro.
not
There's always
promoting anything. I'm not trying to promote
We
anything or do
disagree,
anything.
but
But
we
we, and I'm not gonna even say the name. We are being followed. We're being recorded. We're being attacked. We're being doxxed. We're from every corner.
who
So
is
I just
we?
want you guys to know, uh, the dude. Okay, now I'm gonna say it. The social dystopia. So and from every corner, bro. You guys have no idea what's going on. That's why I can only say so much. I can only talk moralistic. I can't give you any information. I'll give you. I can give everyone information in person, but it has to be in person. In person, no phones out, no recording. Guys, you guys don't know what we have learned. What
Hey,
you
hey,
guys have
hey, hey,
no
look,
idea what
look,
we
look,
have
check
learned.
this out. Hey, man, hey, I appreciate you calling, bro. I told you next week you could come on, we could dialogue, we could do all of that stuff. You could come back.
Say
You
something?
welcome. Go ahead.
What
Okay,
does this
can Mulan
BLM-ish
say
mean?
something? Can Mulan?
I said what I said as a one time thing. No one
What's up,
told
my
me
Look,
to say
nigga?
my,
it. I
my,
did it. I did it as a social experiment. I did it as a social
uh,
experiment because I knew
Get the
that
fuck out
China
of
was
here.
censoring all of our anti-mask from China content. So I so
all
I
right.
thought,
Hey,
what
so
if I
I
said
don't
something
talk
that's
about
so
any
extreme to get
any of that
China's
stuff.
attention?
Yeah,
So
I don't need
To
your
get
I'm
valid
gonna
China's
go ahead
attention.
explanations to
and
why you
stop
use
that one.
words
You
you
could come
shouldn't
back.
use.
Yeah.
Where,
All right, she
I
gotta
That
gotta
go.
get
wasn't no
back to the
Hey,
social
I just want
experiment.
to
conversation,
say,
man.
hey, whoever J Ro is in the chat, bro, thank you for all your comments. Go ahead in the chat and go ahead and explain to me how this is a BLM-ish content
Right.
channel or something like that
He's a
because
racist.
it's clearly not.
I just want to talk about the
He's a
problems with
Go
these
racist.
ahead, Randy.
solutions, man.
I mean
Gotta
Ray.
be a
I'm
Trump
sorry.
supporter.
Because the
Um,
main thing is that I totally agree. We do get sidetracked about these talks about race, but the fact of the
Absolutely.
matter is that we cannot resolve these issues if we don't live in the same reality. Right now, we got a black man who still hasn't told me that sentencing disparities between black and white people are my opinion, and that it's not racism. That's a problem.
It's
When you
not.
have black,
No, he has an
because there's
opinion. You
millions,
have your
there's
opinion. He
millions
has
of
his
black
opinion.
people
That's
right
That's
now
your
America for
who
you.
opinion.
believe
That's
this same
America.
thing and they love this system and they defend it just like my man David here has. We cannot move forward until that behavior stops.
No, that's you don't
So
get to
that is
decide
how
what
you
we
have
can
to
move
acknowledge
forward.
that the
See, this is
problem
the
even
where we're gonna have
exists.
issues. This is where we're gonna have issues.
Are we doing like are we rounding this up right now? Are we doing like final statements?
In a minute,
about
but
to.
go ahead,
Shit.
bro. Yeah. At 10:30, I'm finished, man. We've been on way too long, man. I'm
Man,
sorry
that's
about.
not fair. I'm having fun.
Yeah, no. We can always come do it again. So, Dave, thank you for staying, bro. I know you said you was only gonna be here 30 minutes. I know you got shit to do, and bro, I don't want to. Shiva, thank you too. I know you weren't expecting to be here this long. They're on the East
No,
Coast
it's
and things like
I
that,
love
so I
it. But
definitely apologize for
Ray,
that.
this is
Shit.
where it gets really annoying.
But
You
Uh-huh.
say we can't move forward. You know what? You have a right to your opinion, and so does Dave.
right.
How about we just say this? Everybody's
Some
allowed to have an
some
opinion in
opinions are
America because America
justifiable,
is
some
all
others
about
are not.
different ideas.
Hey, but
How
we've
about
been
Yeah,
we
trying
like
to
just
killing
say
wake
what we
babies.
Dave
think?
ass
So
up
You
the
have a
whole
right
Like
to your
killing
time.
babies
opinion.
is
He
not
has a right.
justifiable.
I'm not
We trying to
finished.
wake
Like
Dave
killing
ass
babies.
up.
I'm not finished.
Some opinions are 6 × 6 = 12. That's the problem with some opinions.
No,
Some
Yeah,
no,
opinions
that's
aren't
the
killing
valid.
left.
babies is
That's
not
the left. That's the
justifiable.
George Orwell hell we live
That's the
in.
problem with some opinions. Some
No,
Yeah,
that's
opinions
the
are
y'all
George
okay
6
with
×
Orwell
killing
hell
6
we
babies?
live
=
in.
That dude
12, and
Dave
that's the
not
We're
problem
woke.
not.
I
You
got.
guys just want to stay
Not
in that
not
victim
all not all
mentality.
opinions are
God
equally
made you
Okay, look,
justifiable.
We
amazing.
don't kill
listen,
babies.
Stop
listen,
victimizing yourself.
listen here. Can we stop with this victim mentality
But it
bullshit?
is.
Because
It
nobody
Yes.
is
is.
sitting
It's
at
Let's
not
home.
do
me
it.
for me.
No,
I'm black.
no,
I'm black for me.
real talk. Nobody is sitting here wiggling their hands, not doing shit, talking about the police pulled over somebody yesterday, so I guess I can't do shit and I can't go to work and all this kind of bullshit like that. Nobody has that shit going on,
Weren't you
okay?
guys just saying
Nobody is
I don't
doing
do
that.
Actually,
stuff
they are.
too?
They
No,
do.
And
nobody is
everybody
doing
deals
that.
with messages.
Just
Yes,
by
they
Yes,
are.
people.
just
I
by
see y'all every time
just
we
by
talk about something.
perpetually just by
Yes,
saying
they
that there is a
are.
racial problem is not saying, oh, I'm a victim now. Oh no, Beverly gets her ass
That's
up and goes to fucking work along with the
but
majority of
Beverly,
other
but
black
Beverly,
people
that's the problem.
who do
When
see
we
a
talk
racial
about the
disparity and
problems,
stuff.
when we talk
Can,
about the
so
No,
can we
guess
problems,
stop
what?
with
you
this
have people.
victim
Hold on, hold
mentality
on. Let
When
Bev
bullshit?
we talk
finish.
about
Because
the
Let
all
Bev
it
problems,
finish.
is
Disparity is
bullshit.
causing division. So
Let
stop the
Bev
division.
finish.
Stop being
you're the one
divisionists.
causing division. You call people
You
No,
victims when
I'm
they
not.
talk about
You
real
know what?
racism.
Because I don't
That's
victimize
Sheba,
division.
myself.
Bro,
you
I'm
tell
living
me,
If
from
somebody,
God.
if
nobody is
somebody
No
comes
victimized.
in,
You
reason
know
to
what?
stop me from
Hey,
living my
how has
life.
racism
It's
ooh,
up to
she
affected
got
you.
you, man?
mad.
Tell me
Bev got
one
how
thing
is
mad.
how
racism
is how
has
is
done
race how
that
is
has
calling out
affected you
something?
today.
So wait a
I
minute,
like
wait.
to
Here's a
know.
question.
Tell me one
When
thing.
Dr. King came out and said, "Hey, we're being unjustly treated," and they marched out into
Because
the
at
streets,
that
were they
time they
being
were.
victims?
Because at that time they
So
were.
so you're saying Martin Luther King
Lady,
and them
so
were
so
victims?
they had victim
lady.
And
mentality back
Martin
then
Luther
too,
King,
right?
So
No, bro, we're talking
As soon
about
as
I'm
you
gonna
say
tell
and
you.
all I
anything, it's
want to do
victim
2021.
is
mentality.
Right
Sheba,
All
now,
right,
right
got it.
now,
Accusing you
what's
of
I'm gonna tell you
affecting
something
you
right now,
as a
Sheba.
black man
Wait.
today?
Hold up, Dave. Hold up, Dave. Let me say this.
let me hear.
Sheba, you're
Yes.
part of the problem. You don't understand what's really going on in this fucking country
Yes,
because
I do.
you're
I know exactly
no,
what's
you
going on.
don't. You're blinded
Yes.
by
No, I'm
a
not
lot of
blinded by
things.
it.
Your
I've
hat
lived
tell me
it.
a lot
I've
of
lived.
stuff about you
Listen,
right now.
I've
But
had black people racist against me because when I lived in Riverside, they treated me differently because there was more black people in my school than there was white. So you know what?
nah,
Racism happens all over, and it's happening right now
they
against
do.
white people.
But you
People say,
oh,
"No, stop."
oh my
Let me
god,
finish.
you've been
I'm
talking the whole
tired of
show.
interrupted. Stop it. Stop it.
What? You
Stop
talking about
it.
interrupting?
Okay?
You interrupt everybody.
No, I'm not
You don't like it when it
finished. You
happened to
never
you
let
though,
me
huh?
finish my saying.
But you don't. But
So
this is
I've
what you do
had
all show.
racism
You've been
by
doing this all
blacks,
show.
but guess what? I'm not going to judge other people for some dumbasses being like that with me. I'm not going to
But that's
judge
what you've been
you or
doing.
you or you
That's
by
what
the
you've been doing.
dumbasses that were treating me like crap because that I was white. Okay, so there's going to be evil everywhere. If we're going to have our mind on the evil all the time, then we're never going to grow as a nation. How about we stop, love each other? You're allowed to have your own opinion. If you want to believe that, that's up to you because it's America. America is supposed to be a melting pot, not just of different races,
We know what it's
but
supposed to
different
be.
ideas. So
We all know what
let's
it's
just
supposed to
move
be.
forward and stop talking the bullshit and stop talking about poor me, and stop living off government.
I mean, it's easy to say that when you got the handout. It's easy to say that when
Shiva,
everybody's on your side.
We're gonna mute Shiva real quick.
It's easy to say all
I
that
just
with
want to
everything
know
going
what
your way.
y'all feel about sentencing
Who on this
disparities.
phone is on
You're the only one
welfare
getting
and is
mad
playing the victim?
You're the only one mad because they're trying to help us catch up, and you don't want us to catch up. That's your real problem, Shiva.
Okay, cool. So now Shiva.
I want to know who's on welfare on this call. Who on welfare on this call and is playing the victim on this damn call? I would like to know
I want to
that.
know how addressing systemic disparities in the criminal justice system. How is that being a victim?
Yeah, so hold on. Let me unmute. Let me unmute you, Dave. My bad. Go
I've
ahead.
been saying this. It's an opinion, okay? It's your
My man,
opinion.
it's a
And when we
study.
talk
It's
about
fact.
sentences and disparities,
Just
we
because you
got to
keep
look
saying
at
it's an
certain
opinion,
things.
that doesn't
Hold
mean
up,
it's not
hold up,
factual.
hold
2
up.
plus
It's
2
not
equals
facts,
4 is
bro.
not
It's
an
not
opinion.
facts.
It's a fact.
It's not facts. There's no
It is a
study.
fact. I
It's
have the
not
study
facts.
right here.
Bro,
I'll send
okay,
you the study right now.
can you read it out? Can we hear it? Or hold up.
Yes,
But let me
gladly.
say something real quick though.
No.
Let me say something.
You
When
want
we
me to
look
read it,
at
right?
when we say,
I'll read it.
go ahead.
Okay, let me get to it right now. Give me one
And
second.
where's the study from? Who studied it?
The Sentencing Project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is
Okay.
most likely.
So you good now?
Which is most likely left wing.
Okay.
But go ahead. I'll give it to you.
He wants the
what
Fox
if it's
News.
left
It's most
wing?
likely left
He
wing.
want Fox
Can you
News.
dispute the facts? Can you dispute the facts?
It's most likely
No, you
left
can't. That's
wing.
what I thought. That's what I
Go
thought.
ahead.
You
Go
can't
ahead. I
dispute
want to
the
know. I
facts.
want to hear the facts.
Key findings: young Black and Latino males tend to be sentenced more severely than comparatively situated white males.
Okay.
Unemployed Black males
Probably
tend
in
to be
Democrat-run states.
Yeah, we're about to get to that.
What does that matter? I don't care if it's Democrat or Republican. I don't
Well,
want it
you
to
know
happen.
what? It's happened here in California, and guess who was
I
that
know it's
district
happened in
attorney? That would
California.
be
It happens. It
Kamala
happens
Harris.
everywhere. Again, that's
Yes.
your game. You
When
want to
you on
play
that-
Our
Democrats
vice
versus
president
Democrat,
Republicans.
was
Republican,
doing
that's
it,
like when you
and
on
You
he
black
want
was
to
and
you,
white.
you
We
want
don't
to
But
care
you
about
see,
want to
all
be a
that.
Republican
you
parent. I
want a
don't care
political
about that.
gangbang, but we not
That's what
even
I'm
on
saying.
that
You want to
shit.
do all that. I
Right.
don't care about none of that. You ain't hear me
no,
talk
Recognize.
you know
about
what?
Biden,
There's going to
Democrats,
be
none of that.
evil
That's
everywhere.
your
There's going to
game.
be
That's your
racist
game.
in
It's on the
You want to
show
do
right
it.
now.
All right, hold on. Okay, so
That's-
Dave, how you doing, brother?
I just want you. I just want you to tell me how findings of
everything they're
facts, in
saying
my opinion,
it's
a fact.
your side's fault. It's not my side's fault. It's your side's fault. You talking about
Dude, again, I'm not. This is not me being
and
interested
they
in
happen
sides. That's
mostly
again.
in
Not
You want
about
to
Democratic red
chill for
sides,
states.
bro.
Okay,
Number one,
Republicans. You
hold on
hang
want
one
to
on.
second.
chill for. You want to dance for
Can you mute him?
Republicans. That's
Can
cool.
let me
That's
get
not
this
what I'm
off.
talking about. I want you to tell me how that's not
A1, I
racism.
never really
Please
had
let
a
me get
talk
this off.
Can you tell me how
uninterrupted,
that's not
bro.
racism,
Can
my
you mute him?
friend?
Can you mute him?
Hold on.
Tell me how that's not racism.
Hold on. Let me say. Let we gonna let Bev say something. Then I'm going right to Dave after that. So go ahead, Bev. Everybody's muted. So everybody's muted but you, and then Dave is next. Go ahead.
All right, so we want a political gangbang and blame Democrats, Democrat ran states and everything like that. Okay, so since we want a political gangbang now, who was saying that Democrats are soft on crime?
No, everybody's muted. So I'm not.
We don't want
Yeah.
to unmute them, so make your point, because we don't want to unmute
So
them.
so yeah, Republicans were saying that Democrats are soft on crime. Okay. Now, when we got this stupid ass crime bill going on, none of the Republicans voted for it, right? You guys like to trot that out all the time. Republicans didn't even vote for the crime bill, the '94 crime bill. But you know why they didn't vote for it? Because they thought it was too soft. They said it was a bunch of lovey-dovey bullshit about some what you call that? What's the damn word? Shit. Reforming or re-educating or the prisoners in there and shit like that or whatever. They thought the damn bill was too soft at the end of the day. Okay, it was too much lovey-dovey liberal bullshit in there, not enough punishment in there. So yeah, I was only 14, 15 years old around the time, but I still remember that shit very vividly. So all this stuff about Democrat ran cities and Democratic states and everything like that, and they like crime and all this kind of bullshit like that, but then at the same time want to turn around and go back to Democrats as far as being doing the crime bill and everything like that. You got to square that circle because you can't have both. They can't be soft on crime and then blame for the crime bill that's so bad to Black Americans. It's one or the other. Pick one.
And I'd like to say something when Dave is done.
Okay, so I'm going to Dave right now. Dave is unmuted now. Go ahead, Dave.
All right. So we're talking about Republicans are soft on that crime. There's no facts that when we say things, we got to be able to, give facts. You know what I'm saying? But when we talk about sentencing disparities, right? You say, oh, that's racist for, you're saying Black people get more time for the same crimes as white people, right? Number one, that's not facts. Okay, that's just an opinion, like I said. Number two, so you're telling me all the judges are racist. You're telling me all the judges who sentenced these people included Black judges. You know there are Black judges, right? Not all judges are white, including Black judges. Also, all these judges are just a bunch of racist judges, right? That's number two. Number three, when a judge sentences somebody, they look at a lot of factors. They look at crime history, the violent crime history, and the attitude of the person who's committing the crime in the court. Okay? If somebody comes into a court of law accused of a crime and, is sorry about, committing that crime, obviously the judge is going to have a little sympathy, right? And give that person a less sentence. This is facts. People want to be tough, man. I ain't snitching. You don't cooperate with police. You go to jail or you go to court. The judge ain't gonna give you a lower crime. So there's a lot of factors. There's a lot of reasons why judges sentence people to a higher time. It's not just, oh, he's Black, give him 20 years instead of 10 years. This is bullshit. It's a history. They look at a lot of things. A lot of things come into play.
It's official with you, bro.
The background of that person, if they committed crimes in the past.
Very official. Very official.
It's official
the background
with you, bro.
of that person. Huh?
It's official with you, bro. Man, I don't know what the fuck you been watching, but bro,
Bro,
somebody
everything I'm
brainwash you.
saying is
Wait,
facts.
wait,
No, no,
somebody brainwash you. Was you in that Get Out?
bro,
Was you in the sunken
stop.
place?
That's gaslighting,
My
bro.
dude,
The
cause
fact that
you are
the fact that
fucking
I'm saying certain
brainwashed,
things,
bro.
and then you're telling me I'm
Somebody
brainwashed.
Let me
brainwash
get
you.
in here.
You're
Let me
just trying
get
to
in
like, you're
here.
just trying to
Get
like,
his ass, Ray. Get his
make
ass,
light of
Ray.
the
Let me
fact
get
that
in
I'm
here,
making.
man. Let me get
Get
in
his
here.
Ain't no
ass, Ray.
brainwash, bro.
This dude
Ain't no
brainwashed.
Unmuted.
brainwash.
You unmuted, nigga. We hear you, Bray. Go ahead, get that nigga.
Okay, all right, all right.
Nigga's crazy. God.
Cool. Let me just say the first
Ain't
thing.
no facts.
Dave's definition of an opinion is something he does not know. If Dave does not know the answer to something, he automatically disqualifies it as an opinion. So that way he doesn't have to deal with the facts. These are facts, okay? These are sentencing disparities, recorded numbers that we can see. Two, it does not matter if the judges look at the person and say, oh, he's black, I'm going to sentence him more. It's the outcome. The fact that there are black people who are doing the same things that white people are doing in the same situation and getting longer sentences is racism, dog. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if the judge is black, bro. It doesn't matter if the judge is white.
Excuse me.
Let me finish.
Blacks are
It does
racist
not
against
matter.
blacks, man. Understand
I
that,
was just
Dave.
finna say that.
Blacks are
Black
racist
folk
against
have
blacks.
sour attitudes against black people
Like,
too.
Dave,
Don't
you've
get
been
it
racist
twisted.
against us this whole show.
That's what I'm saying.
Blacks are
Ain't no
racist
racist. I'm
against
coming out
blacks.
the facts.
No, you're not. You're not coming with facts. You coming with your opinion. You coming with your own opinion. You come with the opinion that some man told you. That's what you coming with. You're not coming with your own opinion. You coming with somebody else's opinion. I guarantee you that. Because you ain't searched
that's
this.
verified is an opinion because you don't know about them.
This is my own research.
What
Like I said,
you got dial up? Because your shit ain't coming through clear.
Hold up. So you're telling me right now, Dave, you're telling me right now, Dave, that you know more than the economists, the lawyers, and the sociologists that worked on this study and concluded these findings? That's what you're telling me?
Facts.
You telling me you know more than them?
You just Googled the study, bro. Acting like you think you just Googled that.
And you ain't Googled nothing. You going off your brain.
So because I Googled the study, it's wrong?
You ain't Googled nothing. You going off your brain, Dave.
Google it.
If I Google, does the sun exist?
So if you're not in
That's
front
what
of
I
a
just said.
screen, how do you just automatically dismiss it and say it's an opinion then if you're not even in front of a screen?
You can't even verify it.
Right.
Like I said, bro.
Because you don't know
You're in
about
front of a screen doing
Dave.
your research right now.
I already knew this before I came into this
So
conversation.
why outright
Dave,
dismiss
you
it?
and Shiva is what's wrong with America.
Nobody goes in front of a
I
screen.
pulled it up for you, babe. I pulled it
You
up
and
for you.
Shiva
Nobody
is what's
goes
wrong
in
with
front of a
America.
screen and debate. You pull that up.
Hey, check
pulled it
this
up.
Right.
out.
So does
Check
that
this
mean
out.
it's not true because he
Hold on,
pulled it up?
Let me mute Shiva. I'm sorry, Shiva. I had you on punishment for
We
so
about to get
long.
off topic now.
I would like to know how many of you guys got lawyers in your household.
I have a
I'd like
lawyer.
to know.
I don't.
I have a house.
I like
Hey,
to know.
hey, check this out,
These
man.
is facts.
This
This
is
is facts.
I don't have
Hey,
a lawyer.
this is
in
my
my
first
house.
time. To everybody in the
Can we
chat.
discuss
Two sisters
the
that are
FBI
attorneys.
statistics? Can
Two
I
of my
talk now?
sisters
Hold
are
on,
attorneys.
Hold on.
I'm
Let me
telling
go
you.
ahead.
Good for them.
Let me.
Judges make
Hey, Shiva, go ahead and get your point in. I muted everybody except for you, Shiva.
Okay, thank you. Everybody needs to look up the FBI statistics for the percentage of most violent crimes
Let
are
me
coming
unmute
from
Bev.
the mostly black community. So right
Bev is
there,
unmuted.
you're wondering why they're being sentenced because the crimes are violent. We have rape,
So
we have murder, and I know that it's hard for you to look at it. Look up the FBI statistics.
okay, number one, FBI statistics does not track convictions. Number one. Okay, that's only arrests, not convictions. Number two, if say we have a lower population, we do have a lower population, there's more white people. So that
A
meaning
lot.
whatever percentage
Extremely
so whatever
lower.
so whatever percentage that the white population has, it's actually more bodies than what ours is, right?
Correct.
Of course, but that's because
Correct.
by percentage.
Okay, so why are the prisons filled more with us than y'all
Facts.
when we're just dealing with sheer numbers?
Let's just say we
Well,
killed 10 people. Y'all killed 100 people. That's what she's trying to say.
Okay.
Wait,
That's
say
a
it
good
again?
point. Go ahead, Shiva.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I says like we killed 10 people, but whites killed 100 people. That's what the facts are. But go ahead. What you trying to say?
Yeah, and another thing that was interesting when I looked at the FBI statistics, you guys want to say that this is mostly a racist country? Well,
It is.
guess what?
Nobody said that on this
Blacks were
phone, but
killing-
okay.
Stop. Let me finish. Blacks were killing blacks mostly, and whites were killing whites. And there wasn't a lot of cross race killings.
Yes,
So
it was. The
this is
police.
not a
The
predominantly
police.
racist country.
The police. Don't forget about the police.
Yeah, there was 9 people that were unarmed that were killed by police in 2019. But guess how many the Black Lives Matter movement killed? A lot more than that in several months. So there you go. So if you want to go
Okay,
after
so
anybody,
so Black
Wow.
Lives Matter, the organization killed people. Is that what you're saying? Because we just said earlier
yes,
we make a
the Black
distinction between
Lives Matter
BLM.
organization and their things, their riots killed more Black people than
It's not
unarmed
their
cops.
riots. It's not their
Huh?
riots.
You
It's
you
not
need to slow
Black
down
Lives
and watch
Matter
your
They're
riots.
saying
TV.
they're
You
putting
just said
let me
the
you just
Black
said
Lives
Ray.
Matter
earlier you
and the
said
leaders are part of the charter. The leaders are part of
Let
the
me
charter.
unmute
This
everybody.
guy, there's a lot of
mm-mm,
good
Ray's
people that
mm-mm.
unmuted.
follow them.
You can't have
Look at
both.
Look at Taz.
You can't
Antifa
have
and
both.
BLM
You
are like
can't
smushed in
separate
together.
BLM, the organization, and people on the streets just yelling BLM and then
No,
say
I
that
told you
BLM
that.
is
I
When did
know the
those people
responsible
difference.
for
start
the
yelling
I
riots.
already
BLM?
told you that
When did
I
those
know the
people start
difference
yelling
between the
BLM?
two.
When the organization started BLM? There was
What is
nobody
the
yelling
relevance of
BLM
any of this?
until the
There's none.
organization
No,
They
started.
because
just
you
trying
know
to
what?
prove
Because you
Nah,
know
black
what?
people
it's
black
literally a
people.
red
You
herring.
know people were yelling before BLM. They were yelling no
What?
justice, no peace back in the 90s. These are the same
Well,
people. BLM is just
we're
another
talking.
phrase to yell.
We're talking about BLM. Yelling Black Lives Matter was started when the organization decided to start Black Lives Matter. Okay.
Hey, wait, hold on. I just gotta mute everybody, Ray. I know you want to get in there and fight. Hold on, Dave, because everybody's muted. Can't nobody hear shit but me. Um, I got shows coming up next week. I have a BLM activist that will be on here. I'll be reaching out to some conservatives to discuss that. She's actually in the chat too, and they're texting me right now, and they're gonna hold their comments till next week. Dave, if you're not busy, they definitely want to talk to you. And Shiva, I know you guys are. We'll figure that out for next week, depending on your schedule. Ray, Bev, I appreciate everybody coming on. We could go on all night, but I'm tired now. And I got shit to do. Everybody in the chat, Lucas, you're not censored or whatever. Here, I'll say it for you. Social Dystopia. So you guys can go check them out too. I don't have a problem. I'm gonna let you guys talk. I don't have a problem promoting you. I told you I plan on bringing Lucas and Angie on next week. Dave,
With the BM?
huh?
With the BLM?
No. That's somebody
Separate.
else. Yeah, that's separate. Yeah, that's what Social Dystopia. If they agree to it, they'll be back on the show next week. I'm definitely into the dialogue and all that shit. I'm gonna let you guys finish out because Dave and Ray look hot as shit right now. Like they got so much shit to say.
We're gonna let everybody get their final word.
Y'all gotta chill the fuck out. Hey man, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend, any of that stuff. Appreciate all you guys. The likes, dislikes, it all mean the same shit. It don't matter to me. It all go on the YouTube algorithm. I definitely appreciate that. I appreciate everybody for respecting, not talking about certain things and all that stuff. And I'm just doing this shit just to calm y'all down. Hey, this A1, the conservative.
Incredible people.
Incredible people. I'll say it one more time. Incredible people. Yeah, so yeah, no muzzles and all that stuff. But we'll get into that another time. But I'm gonna go ahead and unmute Ray because Ray has been patient as shit. I'm gonna get Ray the award tonight. Shiva got to punish the most. And thank you, Dave, for sticking in. But go ahead.
Floor is yours, Ray.
Go ahead. Let me unmute Ray. And like I said, you guys are welcome to come back next week, but it got to be a little bit more organized. We got to have certain topics to talk about because we'll go all over the place and shit just don't work. But let me go ahead. Ray, you are unmuted, brother. Thank you. But go ahead and I know you got words for Dave. You say Dave's avoiding you and all that stuff. And you know what, Dave live in the hood. I just want to let y'all know about Dave.
What hood?
Dave
no.
Dave live in the
Fuck
hood.
no.
I'm letting
no.
y'all know.
The hood ain't gonna let this shit go when he talking.
Dave will pull up.
He don't talk this
That's
shit
all
in
I'm
the
gonna
hood.
say. That Dave has been a good part. Will pull up. Just like we got some people in the chat that I know will pull up. Dave will come sit right here and discuss whatever. So I'm gonna say that I ain't gonna put his business out there. I ain't gonna say where he live, but Dave.
It's all good.
Dave, that dude. But go ahead, Ray. My bad, bro.
So the first thing, man, I want to just say I thank you for bringing me on here, man. This has been an experience. I appreciate you thinking of being, bringing me on. I know you've tried to in the past. I've just always had stuff going on, so this is a good time. Much, even though I've been pretty mean to both Shiva and Dave tonight. Both of you, and especially Dave as a black man, I got nothing but love for you, brother. And I want what's best for all of us. So when I speak to you, understand that it's coming from a place of wanting to, bring you up and bring you into a place where black people can unify and make things better for ourselves within not only this country but across the world, across the entire earth. So that's something I want you to understand. The thing that I do want to address though is that whenever we start talking about the injustices to black people, what we love to do is to talk about what black people are doing wrong in order to make them complicit in their own failure. We did it tonight with the abortion thing. We talk about racism, somehow abortion starts becoming the topic. We talk about sentencing disparities and somehow the 1350 narrative, black people 13% of the nation, 50% of the crimes or murders or whatever narrative starts to come up. These things are completely irrelevant to the topics of racism. When you have sentencing disparities, I don't care if it's 100 black people to 50 white people, or 50 black people to 50 white people, or 5 black people to 10 white people. If you have the same crimes and you are all similarly situated and you are sentencing black people to longer, it is racism. That is structural racism within our criminal justice system, and these things exist everywhere. And you have to be willing to acknowledge that these problems exist in order to change them. And until we do that, there can be no unity that makes you my enemy. That's all I got to say on that.
Hey
Good
man,
shit.
man, I definitely appreciate it. Hold on, because I got a question for you, Dave. Before I let you go, let me go ahead. I'm gonna get to you, Shiva, but I got to take care of the left first. We got to end with the right because the right is always right. But go ahead.
Ah,
But I'm gonna go ahead and keep my comments to
that's
myself.
all
I'm gonna stay
bullshit.
mutual, but conservatives run shit all the time. I gotta bring on my
Wrong as fuck.
homegirl right here, Bev.
County.
Bev, and
Hey,
you're
hey,
unmuted
hey.
now, Ray. But go ahead, Bev. Say what you gotta say.
I am. I lean liberal. I don't do boxes. You can't box me into no one political party. Okay? When we talk about race, I don't distinguish between Republicans and Democrats. It's just racism. Period. Now, for my send off, I would like to plug No Muzzle Gang. Look up No Muzzle Gang Snipe on Instagram. That's my artist that I'm working with or whatever. Whatchamacallit. We have music out. Look up No Muzzle Gang on YouTube. We got a couple of videos and a little bit of music there. Also, you can look up No Muzzle channel. He has some music on there too. Little bit of overlap, but No Muscle Gang Snipe on Instagram. No Muscle Gang is the official page. I run that page. My page is at No Muzzle Storm, or you can look up BJ Type 98. That's my tag on YouTube or whatever. I make little dance videos and whatnot, playing around, being funny, and whatchamacallit, and a couple little videos for No Muzzle Gang Snipers on my page too. I just had to plug that. No Muzzle Girls, I ain't finna walk around with gang on my chest. So No Muzzle Girls, that's what the girls clothing is. We make hoodies, t-shirts, tank tops, all of that. I'm in my office where I print the shit up at. Let's go.
Cool. Thank you so much. Hold on. Now we gotta go to Shiva because Shiva was the first person that really spoke to me at the Beverly Hills Freedom Rally, and she didn't have a problem getting on my camera, and she was very friendly. And there was some people there that wasn't unfriendly or acted crazy, but they got better once they got familiar with me. But no, I'm not Antifa or any of that stuff. But Shiva, go ahead. It's
She was
on
like,
you.
"Hey, nigger, come here, nigger."
She did not say nothing.
Well, first of all, I would never ever say that,
I'm
okay?
just joking,
Because I
Shiva.
am
I'm
very
just joking.
respectful
I'm
to
being
people,
funny.
and I know. And Bev, I love that you are a capitalist. Okay, so I just want to say, no muzzle gang. Is it because the muzzles, no muzzle that gang? I wanted to ask you what the name was for. But I do like your brand, and my daughter likes hoodies, so I'll probably buy one of your hoodies because I like to support small businesses. And um, so anyway, yeah, I just I think what it is kind of like have you ever seen that Chris Rock show where it says how not to get your ass kicked by the police or something like that, and it's hilarious,
That shit
okay?
is funny.
And the way he does it, he's like, number one, obey the law. It's like, it's so simple. All of this craziness is because the media perpetuates fear and division. And you'll get somebody, and when a cop comes to them, they're like full of fear because they've been told that the cops want to murder them. So they act irrationally, and then they go, like, I've seen so many of the, like the bad boys, the video of people acting like so irrational. When a cop pulls me over, I'm very polite, I'm very nice to them, and most of the time I get out of tickets because of my niceness. Okay? It is. It's like when they pull me, I'm like, oh, officer, thank you so much for your service. And I'm very, very polite. And it's just like anybody. Like, we're human. How about we stop like having this mob mentality and stop treating each other differently because of the shade of our skin? I mean, it's absurd that this is happening in 2021. I thought we were past this bullshit. It's like, let's just freaking have a good time and go after the globalist New World Order Illuminati freaking Freemasons and the media, because that's what they do. That's what they do, is perpetuate this hatred and fear, and go after them because they're the ones trying to divide us. It's like the Saul Alinsky Rules for Radicals. And please, everybody, read Willie Lynch's letter called The Making of a Slave. Welfare is the making of a slave, because it's quid pro quo government handout stuff, because they're buying you. They're buying you off. You guys are all very talented, I can tell. You can make your own money and you don't have to be in debt. I have zero debt. I will clean toilets. I do not feel like I'm above anything. I walk dogs, clean toilets, personal train, and teach dance and babysit sometimes. Like, I'm literally going to be cleaning toilets tomorrow. But I don't care because I don't have debt and I'm not the government's bitch. It's not my mommy and daddy. Okay? Anyway, that's just what I have to say. And I love you guys. And everyone has a right to their opinion, and I fight for your freedom to have it no matter what it is.
Thank you so much, Shiva. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Hey, Dave. Thank you, Shiva. She was long. She was real long. Dave, what up,
I was
brother?
trying to make sure I didn't want her to think I was giving her the middle finger. I was trying to turn my hand.
That's all good.
Right?
Yeah, like,
now don't do devil
like
sign or anything.
I was like, oh wait.
All right, so hey, everybody's still muted, but go ahead, Dave. Say what you got to say, brother. I appreciate you coming through and hanging out, man.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Having me, man. I appreciate everybody joining, everybody watching. For real, I feel like these conversations need to be had. We as a community, as Americans, because we are Americans first. You know what I'm saying? We are. Whether you like it or not. This is our country, and regardless of what color of skin we are, we got to wake up and just realize what's going on beyond closed doors. The media is not our friend. You know what I mean? The things they show on TV, you know what I mean? When a black man gets killed by a police officer, it's all over the news. But when a white man gets killed, unarmed, same situation, they don't talk about it. You know what I mean? And we always talk about this, man, like, black people get killed by cops. Yes, we yes, it happens. But, so does white people. You know what I mean? Actually, it's double for the past, about 8 years. It's been double the amount of white people getting killed. And yeah, I know they're going to be like, oh, well, there's more white people in America. But you don't look at the amount of the entire population. You look at the amount of police interactions. Police, we always say, well, there's more police in black neighborhoods, right? So if there's more police in black neighborhoods, why is white people getting killed double the amount of times that black people are getting killed? You know what I'm saying? We got to think about stuff like that. So, everything perpetrated on the media is just to cause division. Media gets their ratings skyrocket when they put something that is controversial and is divided. You know what I mean? Because they get more ratings, that it goes up. And I just want people to realize that do not feed into it. Do not feed into it. We as a community, we have to do for self. You know what I mean? We can't depend on the government. And I heard you, Ray and Bev, you guys said something about, I don't want the government controlling my life. That's literally a conservative value. We want less government. We want small government. We don't want big government. We don't want government trying to tell us what to do about the way we healthcare, the way we protect our lives and property. Like we want, small government. We believe in God. We want, we believe in family, and these are conservative values. And it's crazy because the Black community are raised with conservative values. Like we all know you got to go to church. You got to, on Sundays, you got to auntie going to church. You got to go to church with auntie, grandma going to church. You got to go to church. We have family over every time. That's a conservative value. Believing in God is a conservative value. We don't like government. We don't like government all up in our business. That's also a conservative value, And we believe in capitalism because it works. You know what I mean? We don't support socialism or communism because it's never worked. Look at North Korea. The people of North Korea are suffering. Look at China. China's literally telling their people that you can only have one kid. If you have more than one kid, they're gonna take the kid. You know what I mean? And people are dying, and people support communism, but people forget about 1976, the Tiananmen incident that happened in China, where students were protesting the communist state. They were protesting the Communist Party. Students, Chinese students, and China literally sent out military to go, attack these kids. They had military tanks run over people. They would led to about thousands of Chinese students getting killed because they were peacefully protesting their government. So these things don't work. Socialism don't work. Look at these South American countries. Socialism has never worked in any country. So that's why we don't support that, and we support capitalism. And apart from that, when we talk about racism, everybody can't be racist. Black people can't be racist. White people can't be racist. Every single race. Everybody got, racist people in every single race. But as people, we need to stop having conversations like, oh, well, America's a racist country and there's systemic racism. There's no systemic racism. I'm going to say that one more time. There's nothing in the law that's stopping Black people from achieving our goals. If you want to achieve it, you could go out and achieve it. We have people like LeBron telling kids that police is going to kill you if you do this, if you step out, preaching this false narrative to Black folks. But meanwhile, you're a millionaire. You live in a nice gated big mansion. Same thing Michelle Obama saying, oh, I'm scared when my kids go out and drive. Bro, you literally have security. You have Secret Service watching you and your family, but you're on TV talking about, oh, I'm scared when my kids get in the car. These are fear mongering, race not care about the Black community. You get what I'm saying? They do not care about the Black community. They're millionaires that don't great for themselves. But yeah, they're preaching this narrative that Black people are oppressed. We're not oppressed. We're not oppressed. We were oppressed back in the day, yes. But we're not oppressed in 2021. We could do for self. We could literally, do for self. You could go out and go do it. And we need to start raising our kids to believe that. We can't raise kids saying, listen, man, police is going to get you, or this person's going to get you. We cannot keep doing that because it's not going to lead to anything. We've been doing it for decades now. We need to wake up, get off, and stop voting for Democrats. Look at all the hoods. All the hoods in America are ran by Democrats. Los Angeles, South LA, Baltimore. Everything is run by Democrats. So people need to wake up and get off the plantation, man, and really do for self, man. We got to pull ourselves. We got to raise our own communities.
I feel you, and hold on, brother. Just one thing, but we gonna go right after this. But I know people have been patiently hitting me on my messenger. Do any of the Democrats have a rebuttal to anything? And that's gonna be it because we can come back next week and do it again. It gotta be quick though, because I gotta go because I gotta get out of here.
Bro. That
was. I got plenty. I can
no. It's just one thing, but at the end of it, is there anything that we can all agree on? That's what I care about most.
Racism on both sides, hate on both sides, lies on both sides.
There's hate everywhere. Hate
is. It is. Yeah, it is. Every single side. Everybody.
You know what?
Nobody should be hating.
I do have a rebuttal though. I got one.
Just one thing, man, because you've been patient, bro. But we about to get out of here. I see you over there breathing. Y'all messaging me.
Yeah. You got to understand. If he has a rebuttal, then I'm gonna have a rebuttal for his rebuttal.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Ray.
So the thing is about this The fact is that I don't even disagree with a lot of what Dave said. The problem is his
Oh, that's
approach.
good.
The thing is that he believes that Dave seems to believe that racism can only be racism when it comes from the political party he doesn't like. And that to me is just shilling for another political party. That to me sounds like plantation talk. You can't even acknowledge the flaws in your own party,
I
but
did
you
not
just
say
want
that.
to
I said
sit
there's
down.
racist people on all sides.
Yeah, he did say that, right?
My man, you
But
literally
hey,
just said that. You said,
wait, hold on, because I have somebody important in my life calling me, mainly my mother. So
okay.
we not. So look, you guys are welcome to come back, man. It's been a marathon ass stream. Oh, and I apologize to everybody in the chat. Please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, share it, tell people what we doing. This is a safe place. No, you got something to say? It's my liberal, but he got some shit to say. So, but I'm gonna let him get it in. But I just want to say,
hey, big bro, being on my ass though. Your boy been on my ass though.
I was doing this earlier because that was how it was in the get out with the cup. My dude was in the sunken place.
Hey, but I identify as black, so there you go.
All right, but go ahead.
My dude, first of all, you quoted LeBron, or you tried to quote LeBron, name what he said, and you trying to put him in the telling kids, the cops. Come on, man. If you're gonna say something about LeBron, say what he said. Don't do what you think he said, or what you hope he said, or what you thought he said. You know, first of all he did was put that cop picture out there, which is
but I'm not just talking about what he just recently did, big bro. I'm talking about what he's been doing for the past few years, bro. This
but
is
he
not
put
new.
1,000 kids in college.
Helping black people.
He put 1,000 kids in college.
Bro,
he ain't
that's
cheating on his
great.
wife.
That's great.
He been
bro.
a faithful dude. He been an upstanding black, just not even black, just been an upstanding American. You know, but y'all want to hate on this man. And when you ask people for what, they can't give you a reason. Now they finally got a hint of a reason. Now they trying to run with it. First of all,
LeBron is a squeaky clean athlete. He don't get no trouble, nothing like that. Y'all wait for any little reason to hate on him.
Following. The message will go a long way. It would go a long way. If he just says, "Listen, there's nothing stopping you, kids. You can do what the fuck you want to do in America."
He never said there was.
Go ahead, T.
Nobody said that. Nobody said you making stuff up.
First of all, you said it's all about
making stuff up.
It ain't about color.
Making things
it's
up.
about American. It ain't about that. It's about the human race. Fuck all the color.
Right.
Fuck all the countries.
Right.
It's about the human race. And that's what y'all need to understand. You up here focusing on one
I
side.
said that, though.
That's the problem. Stop focusing on one side. You know what I'm saying? We all need to come together. But that's what you just said. You just said that.
Just because we talk about racism,
they just said that.
People are saying you can't.
What did I say? That what?
That's a straw man.
You said it's about the American. It ain't about the American.
Yes, I did. It said about American. It's not just about.
It's not about that. It's about the human race.
Yes.
Hey, we can't come together. We can't come together, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you sat up here and you basically called me a fucking slave, talking about some goddamn plantation shit. Nobody else get that. Nobody else get that plantation shit, but black folk. I have yet to hear a white liberal be addressed as being on a fucking plantation. So no, we can't. We can't. So no, we ain't coming together unless that plantation shit stop. And you want to talk about you want to talk about monoliths and shit like that or whatever, but then at the same time talking about Democrats think you're dumb. Well, how about you just called me dumb by saying that I can't think for myself and vote for who I want to vote for? Okay,
I did not
talking about I'm on a goddamn plantation. Hey, yeah.
I did not say.
Excuse me. How you know I ain't woke up already? How you know I woke up already?
Because you don't agree with them.
Because I vote for Democrats. Oh, I also voted for Brian Kemp for governor. So you can't box me just because I vote for Democrats. Don't mean a goddamn thing about no. No, but you use a general. Well, okay. So who you think you're talking about then? You are talking about individual people. When you make generalizations. You're talking about individual people. So who you think you're talking about then?
Okay, I'm gonna say I always say things how it is. If we're black in America and we're still voting for Democrats who's oppressing black Americans today, then the person got to be.
It ain't all about that. And then at the same time, At the same time, you can't sit here and act like Republicans are running in these gerrymandered to shit districts. They gerrymandered
We
the
are
shit on
running. They're
purpose.
winning though.
But
We are
can we
running.
No,
also
They're
say something
winning.
no,
too?
no, they're
How can you
not.
lose the
No,
Republicans
they're
to the
not.
party? This is much
No,
closer
no,
than
they're
just
not.
voting for
They
them
sit
people.
there and they
My
carve out.
Joe
Let's
there's a
give
And
guy
the
Dale
best
called Joe
person
Green.
Potter
won.
in South Central who ran for Congress and lost.
Did I just fucking mute everybody? Yes, I did. Hey man, you know what? I shouldn't have never said that rebuttal. That was that.
I never got to finish mine.
I'm fucking
It cut
terrible
me
on that
off.
shit.
I
Nah,
let them
you know that was my mistake, and I'm learning though. You know what I mean? This is my first time doing this show like this. I'm cutting everybody the fuck off. Fuck that. It's been great. I love all y'all. I love everybody in the chat. Support everybody. Definitely.
Not Trump.
He's not in office yet. In
I just said not
2024, because Biden our president right now, right?
Yeah.
Then,
The best man won.
Then Trump next.
The best man won.
Trump next, right?
Hell, we put 100 on it.
We put 500 on that.
1,000.
We put 1,000 on that too, motherfucker.
Hey, y'all heard this nigga,
I'm
right?
Just saying, I'm just
y'all
saying.
heard this nigga.
All
Hey, I
I'm
want
saying.
that G though,
All
my
I'm saying,
nigga.
yeah, nigga.
I
How?
want that G.
Listen, if Mr. Trump
Listen.
runs, there's
Listen.
no way he loses.
Trump gets 70 million votes, right? Trump got the rest.
Listen,
I bet Biden got the rest, nigga. It's a win.
and you know what? I can't even. I hate my freedom of speech is gone. As
And
far
Trump
as
gonna
that.
lose more as it goes along. He
I'm-
might be in jail.
I'm just gonna
so-
say some of the stuff has maybe some calculations might have went wrong, or
he gonna
like,
be in jail.
anything happened. Oh my God! But you know what, man? I'm a
Hey, y'all
Oh,
heard
you had something to say, Dave?
You heard what Biden said? Knock, knock. He was like, who did? Joe. Joe who? Joe ass going to jail. That's what he told Trump.
What'd you say, Dave?
No, right. I'm just saying Trump. Trump has done more for Joe Biden. Joe Biden's been in politics 47 years. Trump has done more for black folks, and not even black folks, so all Americans in 4 years than Joe Biden has done in
Y'all not
47
muted
years
no
of his
more.
politics.
Okay, let me say this to you real quick.
Ray and Ben,
I
y'all not
see that
muted.
y'all Trumpies don't get it yet. Man, you know how many people died because of his dumb decisions? And y'all don't even care about that stat. That's
Hey,
what I'm talking about.
hold on, don't talk about
What-
that.
what
No,
dumb
let's. I wouldn't
Don't talk
recommend
about
What
you
dumb
getting into
decision? And
that
how many
one.
people?
Okay, well, this has been a great show.
Yeah, we
It's
can't talk
been a
about
great
that.
show.
I'd
Y'all
like
need
to
to
hear
really
that.
go home and read your
How many-
stats and focus
How
on
many people
how
died?
many Americans
Dave, look at,
we have
Dave,
less
look into all those
Americans.
things I talked about.
But
Tell me if they steal your opinion. And we all done.
What about all those executive orders to send COVID patients
Man,
into
fuck
nursing
all
Oh
homes?
shit! Hey,
hey,
Lord,
hey.
she's saying curse
Hey.
words.
Big deal.
hey,
She's saying curse
Yeah,
words.
I don't
Trump
hold
is sending
L's for
shit over there
Democrats.
that
Sorry.
transgender shit. Let's just go. Come on.
Yeah, all right, hey man,
about to be
hey,
said.
it's been
All right, y'all.
great.
Thanks for having me.
Peace,
man.
Thank
people.
you,
Y'all have a good
thank
night.
you so much.
It was a pleasure.
Oh,
All right,
hey,
now.
big bro,
Thank you
I
guys.
ain't even
Thank
get
you
your name,
guys.
bro.
Have a great night.
Dave, what's your handle?
Let's have
I'll give you all his information. He's
Okay.
I think it's Los Angeles Patriot underscore, but I'll
Underscore.
definitely get you
underscore. Yeah.
all his information. Everybody will have everybody's
Don't forget.
information.
Hey, I'm about one. I'm about big bro. What's your name, bro?
Oh, I'll give you. I don't want to say it. I'll send it to you, bro. I'll make
Okay,
sure
for
everybody
for sure.
has everything, Twitter and all that stuff.
Good show,
Thank
y'all.
you guys. Thank you in the chat. Hey man, it's all
right,
love.
God
And this
bless
is why I love the People's Forum, because we can all get together. This is my liberal homeboy. I might not agree with shit he say, but at the end of the day, this motherfucker rock
You don't
with me.
agree
You know
with the
what I
right
mean?
shit, but that's cool.
I do agree with shit on the right.
That's
And
what's up right here too, bro.
and that's all that matter, bro. And guess what?
Yep.
If I ever in the street, you gonna see him too. So y'all be easy out there. I be trying to tell people,
Yep.
don't let this niceness fool you and shit. And,
Look out, I might be on vacation going back home to Cali.
Yeah, come to Cali. And Dave, you're more than welcome to come sit right here, bro, and chop it up.
Are we
Hey,
cool?
hey,
I got
man.
drink and food when you come through.
For
If
sure.
I do, I'm coming through for sure.
You can come.
If
through.
I
Hey,
come
man,
back home, I'm coming
It's all
through for
peace
sure.
and love
come
here.
through, man. It's all love.
We gonna
Yeah, I like
argue,
that.
but we
I
gonna
like
drink
that
and eat though at
Rams,
the same time.
I like that Rams sweatshirt.
Oh
too,
shit,
though.
I gotta go now. with That bullshit.
I want to thank everybody who was supporting y'all game.